Episode of Double Take. Dave, how I just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash
Talking
and
in
Dave.
the third person.
Third
That's
person.
weird.
The way you feel.
Hey everybody, happy Derby Eve. I hope you guys are ready to embrace your full villain Juve, because this is going to be what us as the wrestling fans call is Juve's heel turn. Because look, we're going into a game where we're not being viewed as heroes according to the media. We're being viewed as the villains that aren't supposed to be there. That Simone Inzaghi, the Ratatouille looking ass, is supposed to be the guy that saves the day. So we're going to break down the pregame. We're also going to pull some of you guys in to get your thoughts as well. But very, very big game. Also, just a quick ups. If you want to know a little bit more about Charlie, Misaka and I filmed a video late last night / early in the morning for him. And you can check that out.
He was barely awake.
He was barely awake. I was worried that he wasn't going to make it on time. Because I was like, do you need any coffee? He's like, no, I get coffee later. And I was like, okay. All right. He yawned a couple of times. I'm like, I appreciate it, because it was like 7:30 in the morning for him, and it was like midnight here for me because of the hour difference. But It was a good video. If you want to learn a little bit more about Charlie from the numbers perspective and where he'll play on the pitch, it's a 20-minute video. Good conversation. So check that out. And I have not introduced Dave, even though I think you all know who Dave is.
Dave's not here, man.
He's not here. Dave's not here.
How's it going? I'm here. Yeah, I mean, it's a good one. It's packed full of news tonight. I think it's going to be a bit of a crazy one. I see somebody's changed my colors around as well.
Oh,
we're going full black tonight, it seems. Full black. All right. No contrast. Can't see a thing. Full black. Salcat says my Super Bowl is tomorrow. Yeah. Are we doing anything for the Super Bowl in Discord, or you got Americans just need to go do your own thing?
I do not want to indulge myself in the sight of the 49ers and Taylor Swift. I think I am good in regards to that.
No, I didn't get a nose job. I just got a bit of a scratch, keeping the bandage on her for the time being.
Very
just so I don't
valid
bleed
point.
out. Don't bleed out all over the stream. Not yet, anyways. That's maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll bleed out if things go wrong.
Fair enough. But yeah, obviously, guys, we do have the Derby. We're going to cover some stuff here. We'll talk about Allegri's presser. We'll see kind of who we're expecting to play tomorrow. We'll also listen to Ratface Inzaghi and see what he says. Ratazaghi, Ratatouille, but with Inzaghi, so we'll call it Ratazaghi. So listen to what he'll say on this. Sal's a member for 2 months. Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yeah, man.
All right. So I'm going to pull up the Inzaghi stuff. I think it's worth us looking at first because, fuck them, right? Yeah. It's just kind of how we do stuff. So we'll kick things off with Inzaghi here, because Inzaghi is like a very, very immature child that just cannot take responsibility and tries to deflect it on others. Simone Inzaghi says the Inter clash with Juventus is not decisive in the Serie A race, ironically. Inter lead Serie A, but only hold a 1-point advantage with a game in hand over the villain Juventus. Inter manager Simeone Ratazaghi insists that Sunday's clash with Juventus will not be decisive in the title race. I wonder why. Let's see what he says. He says
it's kind of funny, but let's see.
It is very funny. So with Italy's two top clubs battling in the San Siro with only 1 point separating the sides, at least say 4 technically with a game in hand, however, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be picky on it. It will be leaders Inter's first match at home in a month since they were away for 2 trips, sandwiched with the Super Cup in Saudi, and could take a big step towards their first title since 2021 with all 3 points. Tomorrow's match is very important but not decisive, he told the press conference. It will be very close. In the first leg, it was not an exciting match, but now we are playing at home in front of our fans, and we will try to play a match in the best possible way. Juventus have had a great journey, similar to ours, and we are prepping as best as we can. And both teams have the pressure, but we must be happy to play in this great match. There will be pressure, as it should be, but we must be proud to play this challenge. We will have the push of the fans who we want to make happy, and I want to see every single one of those SOBs crying. Inter have won 17 of their last 21 matches and could open up a 4-point gap at the top of the game against Juventus. First clash between the two teams ended 1-1 in November, but the hosts will be without former Juventus ace Juan Cuadrado. Oh, God. No Juan. I guess that is not a good Juan.
And I read news today in Sempre Milan. Don't go to that site ever, people. That he's not going to get renewed. We'll see.
Oh, no. Who would have told you that? That guy was there to collect a check. Inzaghi headed. There have been a lot of talks about favorites. We are Inter, and we know that we have great responsibilities in every match. So you deflecting there, buddy? You know, you're a favorite and you're deflecting? Okay. We've played 30 very positive ones in January. We played 5 matches in 22 days, of which the last 4 were away from the San Siro, and we won a trophy participation medal. We look ahead, though. We want to make this match ours, and I would make comparisons, though. There's still 4 months to go, and it's not yet decisive. Inzaghi has won 8 cups since becoming a manager, but never tasted Serie A success, opposite to Mr. Allegri, who has won 6 Scudettos, 5 of them with Juve. However, Inzaghi, 47, has played down the suggestion that the match will be decided by the 2 coaches, with Allegri winning 9 of their 18 meetings, and the rest are draws. I think Inzaghi's only won 2 or 3 times in that span. The challenge is not Inzaghi Allegri, but Inter Juventus. The protagonists of the players will go on the pitch for their teams. Okay. Allegri has won a lot. He is a winning and expert coach. He is very practical. I like him a lot. Buy him some dinner then. I think I saw an excellent Juventus this year. They won 16 out of 21. They are very, very good. They keep Inter's pace, require to keep what the hell is this comment? To keep the Inter pace required a super team. And they're proving to be one.
He's just saying that Inter's a super team.
No, he's saying we're a super team.
Well, we both are. We're both amazing.
I mean, amazing, but like, it's just maybe it's the translation with that phrasing.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a bit of that in there.
That phrasing sounds terrible. Yeah. Like really, really bad.
Never screw up your phrasing.
Yeah, never screw up your phrasing. That's why I hate journalism. All right. So let's copy some of these chats here. I have not read any of them. All right, so we've got David saying he's too scared to trash talk us.
I don't think he's got it right.
I don't think he's got the balls.
At least he's smart enough to know he doesn't have it, because nothing's worse than somebody who can't trash talk, and then all they do is put memes in the chat. It's never good.
Grab his dick and twist it. All right. Hell, JJ says we got this game. We'll beat them at their own home. We did it last year. Limone gives me small dick energy. David says maybe it was an inside job by Juve to send Cuadrado there to F up their economics even further. You know, part of me thinks Cuadrado is kind of a toxic person to have in our locker room. This might be a stretch on my part. We'll talk about this in the call-in segment, but I don't know. Cuadrado kind of pissed me off.
We've been over this.
Yeah. All right, so looking at the projected lineup here, so we've got Szczesny, we've got Gatti, we've got Bremer, we've got Danilo. Those are back. We have Cambiaso on the right, McKennie as the right center midfielder, Locatelli as your hole, Rabiot as the left, and thank God he is back, because I am going to be honest with you, if I saw Moretti starting this game, I probably would have lost my shit respectfully. Nothing against him, just not.
Put in Charlie.
Put in Charlie. So we have Kostic as the left wing back. If I swear to God, if we concede something from the left again, leave him in Milan. And then we have Kenan Yildiz, and we have Vlahovic, who is starting up top. Obviously, nothing new here. No new surprises. I feel very positive about tomorrow's game. I do too. So we're up against. So this is almost kind of a similar lineup to what we met in Turin. The only difference here is their back line. Bastoni is back, and Pavard is back as well. Acerbi is there. He's still there, surprisingly. The corpse of Acerbi, as I would like to say it. You got DeMarco, Mkhitaryan, Chanaloglu, Barella, and Darmian in the middle of the pitch with Argentinian Ernie and Thuram. So,
wow. You remind me just saying Barella, just mentioning that crybaby's name.
About the funny thing about him is he might get sold in the summer.
Well, that's just it. Another big star leaving Inter potentially here at the end of the season. And of course, what do they try to do? Is make contact with Rabiot, the rat bastards. like he even said, "Is like, listen, if I'm leaving Juve, I'm leaving Italy. Like, don't even try, bud. It's not happening. Screw you guys."
Yeah,
And why would he? What? Like, he's had a fairly like overall positive tenure here at the team. He's still, in his prime, can go to probably most top teams out there. He's gonna go to Inter. Why would he do that for his legacy?
Why would he?
Especially
downgrade?
when he can go to like anywhere else.
Like, why would you downgrade? Right? Like that's the question.
He can make I bet like if Man City needed some depth, he would go there. Like I think even as a depth piece, he makes Man City. That like he can go anywhere. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
It's like Inter can afford him. That's the other funny thing too. Is
Yeah,
like
the
they
salary,
can
they're not going to
afford
give him
him.
10 mil a year.
Yeah, I would hate to see Rabiot go. I'm pretty sure him and his mom are going to try to figure out some way to get him to stay with maybe a 3 or 4 year contract, because with Pogba gone, I think it's safe to say that Rabiot is going to be the guy, right? I mean, he's it. I don't know why. Like, Rabiot has had kind of one of the most interesting careers at Juve, right? So like for like 2 to 3 seasons, everybody was like, let's burn this guy at the stake, let's get rid of him. And then it's just like he kind of just won people's hearts towards these last 2 years. David says, breaking some reports, I don't trust those, said that Mbappe just signed Real Madrid for Real, only for him to recant his signature. Because why? Because F it, that's why. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe to me is like the biggest case of blue balls ever. Like, let's be real here. Like, the dude's like, I'll go play at Real. No, I'm going to go stay at Paris. Paris is like, I'll give you a bunch of money and bitches. Mbappe's like, hell yeah. Or better yet, PSG is like, we'll give you Jordan Huitema. Is that how you say it, the Canadian?
Yeah.
I said it right?
Yeah, she's female.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. She plays for the women team.
Yeah, you want to give her a female? Okay.
He's like, Mbappe, you can go out with her because she dumped Alphonso Davies.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why her of all people?
Apparently, she was like voted the most attractive female.
She's like, I don't know.
It's
know
like it's her, it's Grosso, and it's that Alicia Lehman. Those three.
Oh, she's the small blonde, right?
She's a Swiss. She's a Swiss chick.
So small blonde.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Like
she looks tall on Instagram. She might be short.
Maybe she's tall.
She might be short as hell.
I don't know. I'm not as familiar with her, obviously. I'm going to go all in for Julia, as you all know.
Yeah, clearly.
No, and not just to be a creepy old man. Why wouldn't I love a Canadian national star and a Juventina? I mean, she's ticking boxes. What could I say?
Yeah. Frankie with the eyes. Vlad says
Grosso
clears Alicia Lehman easily. And then Frankie says she is attractive for another reason. Great personality. I see what you're doing there. JJ says, let's go, Julia.
Yes, I know this one. Okay,
actually, well, because it was funny because I saw a report that like she was on an interview and she was like, I'm not famous because I'm good at football. I'm famous for other things. And I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah. No, this is the one I do know. I do know her. I find her like too makeup-y, like too put together.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's not my style.
I think Grosso for me clears
because she can get out of bed and still look good. That's the difference. If you got to go through your like makeup case to look good, I don't want anything to do with it.
That's funny. I guess because she plays in the Premier League, right? The women's Premier League. So I guess the money's not there for the women's.
Yeah, she's we're Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Julia Grosso. We all know. Us here at the Turton Giants are Julia Grosso fans.
That's funny, Vlad's comment, because if anyone does know, Gompachiro actually made it on Bepe's Telegram.
Yes, he did. So Chiro's famous now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gompachiro cannot hang out with us peasants anymore. He is now a famous Telegram star. It was actually funny because, like, I was reading the Telegram this morning and I saw Gompachiro and I was like, Because I'm like, because usually when you read Bepe's telegram, it's just Bepe and like his news sources just go there, and all of a sudden I see best sequence of events, Gompachiro, card this, goal here, penalty this, that there, and I'm just like, it's the same thing when I saw Jeff, like when we saw Jeff on his on Bepe's stream, we're just like, oh, there you go, buddy, we're so proud of you.
Apparently,
he hasn't seen it. You haven't seen it. You're on the Telegram app. Like he took because you gave a prediction of how the game would go. He took a picture of it and then he threw it on there. So like that's how Dave and I saw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I put in the Discord, which I don't think you're on the Discord either. So,
so
I don't know. You're a younger gentleman too, Chiro. I figured you're a little bit more tech savvy. You should get some of the apps. All the kids have the apps.
It's funny. David says she claimed in a German podcast that she rejected Drake. Dude,
good for her. I have more respect for her now.
It's like every chick now. Like, look at me, I rejected Drake. It's like
it's just the cool thing to do to reject.
I guess apparently. It's cool thing. Reno Zed said, "If we win, I am getting wasted with the Juventus Club of Vancouver. Let's go."
I bet you too, because it's Vancouver. It's nothing but IPAs.
You really hate IPAs.
I can't stand them.
Yeah, I know. Yikes. So really, like, if we think about this tactically, right? There's not really much to break down. It's going to be who out shithouses the other this game. Like there's really nothing else that goes to it, right, Dave? Like the last game was the same exact thing. Like we'll raise you a cheeky Vlahovic goal, and then Inter's like, we'll raise you a cheeky Lautaro Martinez goal.
Yeah, it's gonna go back and forth a little bit. That said, should we lock in some predictions?
We can. All I'm gonna say this is Juve will go as far as Vanya takes them. That's it. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you.
Better be working overtime tonight.
You better be getting that boy ready to go tomorrow. I want to see Vanya at the stadium. I want like candid shots of how they do it with Taylor Swift with Vanya.
Listen, Keltra, I'll never stop. Keltra. I don't know why I call him Keltra. I'm just saying the first word is. Listen, Reno. I will always make fun of Vancouver. In fact, I will always make fun of my own country because I've lived across the whole goddamn thing. And I know everyone's little quirks, and I know what gets everyone's go. I'm just going to say Nova Scotians are the easiest. They're the softest. Always make fun of a Nova Scotian if you want to get a rise out of them.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're going to get the full hosering package if you do that.
Oh, yeah. No, they get right lit up.
Oh.
Polonia looking good right now. I think there's some... what do you get? The huff and the puff there. What do you call it? Some sarcasm?
Well, here's the thing about it, right? Today they actually pulled something out of their ass. Like I'm going to keep it honest with you, because that was one of the things that I said on one of the streams, right? Where I said this is going to be the test for Thiago Motta. Like, is he going to be able to handle difficult situations this season where, players were suspended, players are injured? So he came back against the Swallow. They were down, and like after the 70th minute, they just decided to absolutely, just turn it up a notch. So it's good. However, the one thing that's kind of disappointing me right now is all the teams outside of, from 3 to about 8 are just really, really inconsistent from what I've seen so far this season. Mm-hmm. Because, if I look at some, like with Milan today, Milan nearly absolutely dropped it.
Let's be honest. Inter and Juve are the only two teams in this fight. And they're overperforming. They're both overperforming. Inter maybe less so. They're more expected to be doing this, but still, the record is insane. And there's numbers. The Juve website has put numbers out, like the amount of stats that they are throwing at us. I won't go through all of them tonight because there's just so many. But Inter, I'm gonna pull one out. We'll keep on going. I'm gonna find an interesting stat specifically about Inter because they have won more, like the amount of points they've accumulated so far is record setting. But I'll look for it. Dash will let you continue on.
No, I got you. All right,
I'll
that's
get
fine.
back to you.
So kind of looking at it again. So like with some of the results this week too. So Empoli Genoa 0-0, Udinese Monza 0-0. Frosinone, in my opinion, I think they absolutely fumbled the game against Milan. You were up 2-1. I don't know why you threw that away. Even in the previous week, Lazio Napoli completely stifling out a 0-0 draw. it hasn't been like these teams from 3 to 7. It's almost kind of like a how do I outdo the other team? Like it's just one of those things. Like for example, Fiorentina with Lecce. Fiorentina were cruising. Fiorentina were up 2. Lecce gave Beltran a free goal. If you saw that game on yesterday, it was a free one. It was a freebie. It was one of the most stupidest goalkeeper passes I've ever seen. Fiorentina go up 2-1, and then it's like all of a sudden Fiorentina's like, oh shoot, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like I can't. Maybe Juve and Inter have been so well this season, and just things are purring or humming outside of the Empoli game. But it's just it surprises me how much of a gap there is between 1 and 2, and then the rest. So what do you got here?
So Inter have achieved at least 17 wins and collected at least 54 points in the first 21 games of the season for the second time in their history, going back to 06-07 with Roberto Mancini. They have conceded only 10 goals so far. Last time they have conceded this few was in 88-89 with Trapattoni. Inter already scoring in each, so they've scored in every one of their matches so far. So only the second team to have done so for the first 22 matches, which Juventus has done this in 57-58, 05-06, and 13-14, as well as 18-19. So they got some catching up to do. And in general, Inter have found the net in their last 29 league matches, and only once have they scored in at least 30 matches in a row in Serie A. That was between January 21 and 22. So basically, they are at a record-setting pace in their franchise in particular.
You want to know what we call that in our franchise? Tuesday.
Yeah, just another 9-peat.
Yeah, just Tuesday. That's what we call it.
And then Lautaro Martinez is, of course, 19 goals and 19 appearances.
It's Argentinian Bert. That's his name, Argentinian Bert.
And they're comparing with Icardi. Icardi is apparently doing nuts in Turkey right now.
Well, hey man, whatever kind of magic they do over there. Shout out to Cement over there with the Lions Den. They must have figured out a way to get Icardi back on his burners because he is killing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like seriously. I guess, hey, the guy always had it. It was just issues, there's just some other issues that were going on with it. But look, I think if I were a gambling man here, if I were to give you the over-under, I would take, so what is I kind of want to know what the over-under for the goals tomorrow is. Do we have any gamblers here that know it? Because they don't give it to you. Let me Google this real quick for you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something for you here. Bet365 Sportsline.
Yeah, go ahead, click it and share it.
Okay, I guess. Sure. Sportsline. This is a Canadian one, I'm pretty sure.
Because they should give us some money lines or some over-unders and stuff. What do you... Oh, that's completely blacked out.
Yeah, that's weird. Where is it? Okay. Juventus odds list. Enter as the minus 125 favorites.
Okay, so
Juventus at the plus 380 underdogs.
That's a
draw at plus 240.
Wow, that's really lopsided on the Inter scale.
Yeah, and over under at a 2.5.
The goals?
Yeah,
I'd take the under.
I have a feel. Oh,
let me ask some of you guys.
Maybe no, I think that's pretty accurate.
The 2.5.
2.5, yeah, because I can see like a 2-1 or a 3-2.
Yeah, I could see the 2.5. Personally, I would take the under, but you know what? I've always wanted to do this. I kind of wanted to get like a picks section where we just kind of made picks or recommended picks or something like that. Because it's just like we've always talked about like bets and stuff like that, but we just never made a segment for it. Just like
because none of us are bettors, and we're not going to go talk like we know what we're saying. Like I'm literally just going off Sportsline here.
Yeah, so. Juve are laying 3.5 as a dog. I don't know. I could see. The one thing that surprised me is the 2.4 for a draw.
Yeah, plus 240. Still a pretty decent payout if you get that. But the odds, they just think Inter's winning this one essentially.
Yeah, they've got it. I don't know. It's a 1-goal favorite on Inter. Ah, man.
We'll see. It's going to be the head games tomorrow.
So I'm honestly, so it looks so betting statistics right now. People are
Yeah, and
saying,
Sal somehow has it all right there.
yeah, he's like odds list, enter at minus 125 favorites, risk 125 to win $100 on the 90-minute money line. Juve 380 dogs, draws price to 240, and the over under for total goals is 2.5.
Frankie, if you got the time, that's the thing, guys. If you want to do this, you understand like time
just
commitment.
messing this. Yeah.
Not I'm saying I'm not trying to scare any of you away by any means, but consistency is key. But yeah, and even if you don't want to do it on camera, like you're more than welcome to do it on camera. Of
Just
course,
write them up and we'll just talk about them during the pregame too.
Yeah, or just like send us a write up once a week before game day and be like, here you go.
Yeah, because you don't have exactly, because you don't need to be on camera for the bets. Just write the bets up on a notepad and just send it to Dave and myself, and we'll just quote you in it and we'll just read them off. Because we have people that watch our watch-alongs and always talk about bets and whatnot, and then we'll just, we just don't have anything because Dave and myself don't really. I more so look at the NFL than I do footy, which is my guilty pleasure. But yeah, we'll make a segment, the picks by Frankie or something like that, and we'll throw it on there because we got to innovate.
Absolutely, yeah. The more we can get you guys involved, honestly. And
yeah.
David, thank you. He's been helping us with some designs in the background as well. Which they're all pretty much bangers. So thank you.
Cody, gosh, please don't bring The Rock up.
Talking about wrestling again.
That was such a buzzkill last night. But anyways, I thinking about it, I would take the under 2.5. I think there's gonna be less than 2.5.
Under. I'm definitely taking an over on 2.5 because it's at least a 2-1 game tomorrow.
You got too many. You have two good defenses playing against each other with opportunistic offenses. I really don't think there's going to be that much opportunity to score. I think it's going to be very low shot count on target count. It's going to be shots, but low shots on target.
Okay.
I'll say
no. Okay, go. Okay, I'm going to completely go against you here, but let's hear it.
Fine. So I'm going to say for both teams, is there a shot? I'm looking at. They don't have a shot statistic on here.
No. Those are like hedge bet things.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So they've got per stats. So they've got Inter at 14.5 shots to Juve's 12.5 shots. I'm gonna take Juve and Inter both going under 10.5 shots each this game.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't see that many shots per se.
I think one of the two teams, if not both of them, are going to come out on the offensive. And if they both come out on the offensive, it could be a bit of a shootout. Now, I say that conservatively because it's still Inter and Juve. And when I say a bit of a shootout, I'm looking at maybe a 3-2 scoreline, but it's going to be a 1-goal game. There will be a winner. It's either a 2-1 or a 3-2. But I just think because of the mind games, and this is what it's going to come down to. And I think there's going to be some yellow cards due to penalties, maybe some set plays, perhaps a red, a corner. You're going to have these plays. That's what a lot of this is going to come down to. Or just like complete mind games. Buddy makes a bad tackle, a bad pass, and like a tech Sassuolo pass, let's say. Something like that will happen. It'll be crazy. There'll be craziness because it's going to be emotional. And it's going to be the San Siro, so of course Inter's going to have a bit of firepower. But I'm going to come down and say it's 3-2 Juve.
3-2 Juve. I mean, hey, I got no problem with it. Question is, I'm going to ask you this then: do you take a Lautaro Martinez anytime score, or do you take a Dusan anytime score?
They both score.
Okay, so you're going with both.
They're both showing off their abs tomorrow.
The spread's good, man. I don't know. The spread's interesting because you got Inter and Juve at 0.5 for the spread. I think they cover the spread. I think they cover because you saying 3-2 is them covering over the money line per se. So
well, even at a 2-1, like I said, at least a 2-1, that's still over the money line. That's why I think the 2.5 is good because I'm being a little bit aggressive with my 3-2, but at 2-1 is a pretty. I think that's I wouldn't be surprised if I see that score line either. So I think 2.5 is like a perfect over under.
No, it's fair. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you two. I'm going to give you two potential predictions. I think it's going to be either a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 win.
We're moving the hell out of this. What are you thinking?
You have to, in a sense, right? Because it wouldn't surprise me. Last year when we went to the Sun Zero and 1, it was the same thing.
All right. Well, it has been half an hour. I think we got to open up the lines a bit here.
Yeah.
There's still so much news. We'll try to get as much as we can. Of course, there's tomorrow. So
I kind of wanted to give a shout. I wanted to give a shout out to Vlad because Vlad posted a suggestion for us to do. We'll do the report cards for the Mercado and the predictions for the second half of the season. It just wouldn't have made sense to do it on this show this week.
No, of course. We're going to try to keep things relevant, but I want to aim in terms of this like Dash Misak, or I mean, if Misak can make it, of course, with this crazy schedule. But that style of video, we know that you don't really like the pre-recorded pre-games. You'd rather us just go live. That's what the numbers tell us. So maybe we'll just do that more often. Again, assuming our schedules work. Sometimes it is a scheduling thing. But outside of that, yeah, I think up the lives and then focus once in a while on a very good recorded video like that.
Yeah.
And Sal, welcome in.
There he is.
What's up, guys? Am I off kilter here?
No, I think you're good. I think you're good.
You're looking all right.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the bottom. Boomer moment.
Look at you with your Chichelia. It's like the bright red, rocking the colors.
Gotta.
So what's on your mind, buddy?
Oh man, dude. I don't know. I'm the closer I get to the game, the more antsy I get. You know, I keep hearing everybody saying that this game doesn't count for much, but
No, it does.
It absolutely does.
Down 4, worst case scenario, and Inter's got a game in hand. That's a tough mountain to climb. You know what I mean? Got to keep it 100 on that one.
Well, because it's a big point swing, right? So, like for example, we win, it goes to potentially it can be a 4-point swing, or it could be a gap. The gap will be above, and then it's not that big of a swing. If we lose, it has the potential of going 7.
Yep.
So it's a big swing. I know people are saying that this ain't that big, but trust me, it's a very, very big deal. And we got Hefe in with the Minecraft glasses.
Oh.
No, I don't think this is the Minecraft.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Regular Cobb D-bag glasses.
They got the buffs.
Right there. He's going full Maverick.
Yeah, he made his way down to the gas station, got himself a pair.
Yeah, you know, of course. No, actually, these glasses, I got lucky. I found them at the beach. They're Ray-Bans. They're good.
Oh,
They're
nice. Yeah, Ray-Bans are nice.
$50, but I got lucky. So yeah, whatever.
No worse feeling than losing a nice pair of shades, man.
You never. Why would you take a nice pair of shades to the beach? That's stupid. You just go out and take it out for a coffee. That's it. Nothing much.
Are you wearing it at a club at night? You know,
like a total douchebag. Yes. We know that. We know that here in Florida. Only in Florida we do that. We do this often.
There's a little boomer knowledge here. There was a song by a guy called Corey Hart back in the 80s called "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night." So,
I 100% know that song.
Right?
Good. I mean, I wouldn't wear it at night. I mean, like, you know, I don't think that's appropriate. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to see. So yeah, I wouldn't wear it at night. That's me though.
Beer goggles plus wearing shades at night when you're drunk. Not bad decisions in the morning, you know, just regrets.
Okay, well, I can wear it when I'm hungover. I would do that a lot when I go to class. All the time, you know. Especially in my Spanish class, I just tell them estoy muy enfermo, and then, you know, it's just like they would understand. That's it. Yeah.
You got Frankie sending you answers through text when you're taking tests, or what?
No. Hey, I mean, you know, I mentioned the real estate. I mentioned all the real estate shit, where the other guy mentioned Specsaver. I'll do both too. It doesn't matter.
Well, there we go. We hit the point
mention
5.
something. Everybody's got to market something, you know, like something for themselves. So
I love how I love how that with these call-ins that we have regulars that once you guys show up, that the rest of the chat immediately starts heckling.
That's true. It's becoming a habit.
The person that I'm waiting to pop in if he does is Tall, because Tall did mention, and he asked if we're doing one tonight, and I need to see Tall.
Yeah, he needs to inject some conspiracy into this conversation.
It's Inter Juve. You can't have an Inter Juve call-in show without Tall. Like Tall has to be here.
I think he's.
My buddies invited me to watch the game. They're a bunch of Interisti, and I told them no because if I win the game, I don't want to like wipe their tears off.
I thought you were about to
lose the game. I don't want to get roasted. So I decided to go with the Central Florida fan club and watch it with them. Because the last time with Milan, I didn't go because I went on a Halloween party and I got a little bit too messed up. And hangovers.
What was your name?
When you're 31, I thought I was 23, but no.
You got to get Pedialyte. That's kind of like it's the boomers treasure chest. There, you got to get Pedialyte. Whenever
isn't Gatorade just the same shit?
I thought I could like absorb that much easier, but no.
No, so it is, but it isn't, right, Dave? So I'm gonna drop some game on you youngsters, you young bucks. So Pedialyte before Pedialyte knew this, so people were using Pedialyte because of the electrolytes, and like it was like a super cocktail. It was like a super concoction that I remember back then, like I would see like chicks go into the baby aisle and just buy a Pedialyte. Never thought of anything like it. And then like back before social media was popping, I remember this friend of mine. She's like, I need some Pedialyte. I'm like, why? You're like 22 years old. The fuck's wrong with you? Oh, you didn't know? I'm like, no, what? She's like, that cures hangovers in like a heartbeat. So then people were doing it, and then Pedialyte caught wind of people using their products for hangovers, and then Pedialyte themselves released a hangover elixir version of Pedialyte.
So maybe that doesn't exist in Canada.
That saved me on the cruise because I was drinking like no other man alive. I ended up knowing all the bartenders' name by the end of the cruise. It was like an 8-day cruise. And I remember just taking one of those in the morning and then one at night. And I just it saved my liver, all the problems. So yeah.
Jeff's an animal. I'm not gonna party with you ever.
I'm retired. I've retired now.
He's not an animal.
After that cruise like trip, I gave up. I'm like, I'm done. I couldn't do it anymore. All my friends left me.
What did you do in a past life to have multiple inter-friends? I only know like one, and he's my uncle / godfather, so I can't.
I don't know what it is. It's like a lot of Albanians. Like the thing with Albanians is that like you're either a Milanista, an Interisti, a Juventino, or a fucking Bayern Munich fan. It's one of those big fours, and a lot of it, I guess I haven't been lucky enough to meet enough Juventinos, and it's just been Interisti after Interisti after Interisti. So it's literally a battle of talking mad crap at each other. It's fun, but then sometimes it gets tiring.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I've seen more Albanian Interisti and Milanistas than I've seen Albanian Juventinos. More so, I've seen more like this one throws me for a loop because it's like there's not really much for like I can understand the relation to Italy, but like when I see a bunch of Albanians that are like huge Bayern or Germany fans, I'm just kind of like where did this come from?
Okay, I can explain that actually because this is where my parents, like my dad's a Germany fan. He likes Bayern. What happened is during the 74 era, like the 1974, they were doing good. And then 80s, they were doing good because Germany prior to this disaster, they've been good. They've always been consistent. You always see them in the top 4. So, you had a good amount of Albanians go like, well, okay, I like this, and I like Bayern, and there you go. That's how it is. I didn't get it either, but yeah, like my uncle and my dad are Germany fans. So, yeah, I know that.
So kind of keeping it a little bit briefly, because I wanted to talk about this, and Sal, you sent this to me about the exchange on Twitter about the Italian national team games, and since I have you here and then some other Italians in the chat, so this, I don't understand the logic that Gravina and the FIGC is doing here, but so Italy decided to do a PR campaign in March where they have 2 friendlies against Venezuela and Ecuador playing in Fort Lauderdale and in New Jersey. So our friend Beppe kind of calls it out, saying this isn't, this is not what we need. We need to play European teams to get ready for the Euros in Europe, not going across the world for this. This makes no sense because this is in March, right before the end of Serie A, injuries and etc. And a lot of people were kind of calling Beppe out by saying, "Oh, Venezuela and Ecuador are good." Guys, Beppe isn't talking about those guys being good. Beppe is saying Italy need to play Euro caliber teams in Europe to prep for this. And our good friend Marco Messina is like, hey, they're just trying to get more marketing in places that they haven't touched in 20 years. And it's just like that, one of those things where I have it right now. I'm like, and I kind of want to grasp the Italian fans in general. I think Gravina and them need to read the room and understand that they need as much time for Spalletti to prep and prepare for the Euro more than anything, because people are using the Mancini argument. Mancini already was established as the national team coach. He's been there for a while. Spalletti hasn't been there for a year. And right now, we're essentially like Italy's on the verge of not doing so well, right? I mean, Sal, you'll probably be able to comment on this better than I will, but what's your thoughts on this?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there he is.
Waiters.
Did he?
Good evening.
I like to make a delayed entrance. This way I get like an entrance.
Fashionably late.
Late because you were busy ironing your vest.
And I have to show something.
This baby's dry clean only.
Oh, baby. Now, Reno, I think you're still in here. Sorry, this is just a quick aside. I somehow missed this yesterday, probably because I was busy with a bunch of other bullshit yesterday. But Reno got Sam Adamo for a talk yesterday, and I totally missed it. What the hell? I gotta watch this one after. This is gonna be good.
The anger levels are probably through the roof.
Yeah, everyone, you gotta watch this. Not now. Watch us now, but after, go watch this.
No, you gotta watch that later. I gotta see that later. Reno, why didn't you tell us? That's awesome. We're happy.
I wanted to say one thing though about those two friendlies. Okay, I could understand New Jersey. There's like an Italian community in Jersey. But like, what the fuck? Like, why in Fort Lauderdale? I don't get that.
Yeah,
that does not make sense to me.
Because they can't afford Miami.
Hitting up the retirement communities.
No, even Miami. Whether it's Miami or Fort Lauderdale, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make sense. You're more likely maybe go to Michigan or something, but not fucking. I mean, you could go to Florida, but like, why there?
So think about the East Coast and think about the U.S. Right? So like, if you already got like. Is it like a visa thing? Probably not a visa thing because you probably don't need visas for the U.S. And then you're not going to go to the U.S. and Canada. Sorry, Canadians. But you're not gonna do two countries in the same thing.
They never come to Canada.
I mean, maybe Toronto. But
yeah, once in a while.
Is that even technically Canada?
Okay. It's the center of the universe.
According to who?
Torontonians.
I mean, I see that and I raise you New Yorkers.
Yeah, they are just New York posers is all it comes down to.
So, I mean, it makes sense. And also, like, if you think about Italian communities concentrated on the Northeast, you're not going to do New York and New Jersey. I mean, you could do New York and Boston, but that's going to feel a little close because everyone's going to come from Boston. And then you also have to think about the teams that they're playing. So, like, it's not just them. So, who are they playing in
Jersey?
In Miami?
They're not playing in Miami. Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
Whatever.
Which
Florida.
is like 40 minutes away from Miami, which is the same.
So that I mean, like that's like the difference between like New York, New Jersey, right? So who are they playing in Fort Lauderdale? Venezuela. So they're not going to Fort Lauderdale for Italy. They're going to Fort Lauderdale for Venezuela.
Right. Which doesn't make sense if you're Italy. And then the second thing is, yeah, you're playing. If you're trying to get the New York market and you want to try to maximize, Italian fans, why are you playing it in a 25,000 seat stadium in Harrison, New Jersey, where, oh, by the way, you're playing Ecuador, which is one of the highest represented Latino populations in that region. You'll be lucky to get a 50-50 split.
You know,
Because Kravina is not good at his goddamn job.
I wouldn't do it
Is
as
this
I
news
wouldn't
to you
have done it
guys? Are
as
you not
Fort
aware?
Lauderdale, but at least I would have gone Argentina versus Italy there. Still, I wouldn't have put it in Fort Lauderdale. I just think that putting Argentina there with like two big powerhouses would definitely attract more fans to come in.
Italy should be doing, if they're going to be doing New York, they should be doing MetLife, right? If
Yep.
they want to maximize.
They're not going to sell out MetLife. It's going to be super weird.
And you'll get a better turnout in freaking Toronto or Montreal.
Oh yeah, there's tons of wops there.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense. The timing is terrible because, oh, by the way,
Frankie!
Yo.
Serie A's still going on too.
Mhm.
So what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing?
I can
don't
see
know.
Chiesa being injured or during the tournament.
I mean, I hope he gets injured before so he doesn't get injured during.
Yeah, he'll be injured just like the
You
game
know, like,
before.
I want to go just to prevent our players from playing.
It's
So
it's
I-
just,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
didn't
Sorry,
get
Sal.
pushback. It didn't make any sense from what he was trying to say from a marketing perspective. Marketing to who?
What he tries to
Marketing
says
to
about
what?
any perspective is stupid. Everything he says is stupid.
It makes no sense because it's just like I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, right now is not the best time for Italy to expand their fan base. Right now, Italy needs to shut the fuck up, lower your head, and start grinding.
Oh, there was that thing. What was that, a week or two ago that said we're the best league?
I have a great way to expand the fan
Ultra's
base
back.
for Italy is make Serie A good.
Yeah,
I mean, great.
or like you said, Dash, in the chat when we had our chat about this. The best exposure that Italy can get is winning another Euro.
Yeah.
Focus on that. This doesn't help.
And making it to the World Cup.
Which is not going to happen because Italy's going to have a worse Euro title defense than Napoli's title defense.
Yeah, as long as it's not Greece's. So that was bad.
I think Greece hands down won the worst one. But like,
Greece shouldn't have won that Euro. Like,
I
what
know.
the fuck?
I know.
Bro,
hair's
sometimes
terrible
anomalies happen. What are you gonna do? I didn't get that either, but it happens.
Yeah, and they beat Portugal when it was hosted in Portugal in the finals.
No,
In
I
Lisbon.
think that was the time where Ronaldo was crying too. That was that whole like meme where Ronaldo crying and
Yeah.
Scolari like held him in the back.
Yeah, he was really young. That was like pre
Teenage
Pre-pubescent,
Ronaldo.
like 18, 19-year-old Ronaldo
Mhm.
before his balls dropped.
Before his teeth got fixed.
before he cleared up his acne. That was
I know. Hey, before he got the full Invisalign on his front teeth.
Dude, he was like the first one to do the full mouth of fixed teeth. He was like the original. I mean, at least he didn't go for the like Klopp / Firmino chiclet mouth. You know what I mean?
Or veneers.
I mean, ugh.
Gosh, it's just, and kind of to table this conversation, but it's just, I'm a little bit astonished that right now the main focus for Italy is marketing and playing attractive football instead of winning. That to me, like if I was an old school Italian, I would be pissed off.
not happy.
Is this anything against Allegri? That Allegri's like the most prolific Italian coach, and they're just like, no, he's too good. We got to go against it.
Everything.
I mean, they could use a little. I mean, I think like Allegri would be a perfect type of coach once he's done. Because he's got at least 10 more years with us. So after that, once he's done with his 10-year tenure,
Give him some more years. I want him for at least until I have kids. I want him.
Yeah, I want my kids to grow up.
I want my kids to grow up with
Allegri.
Allegri.
How much are they going to give him? What kind of contract they're going to give Emperor Maximus? So I'm trying to figure that out.
150 mil over 15 years.
Maybe
Whatever it is, Chiesa's going to want as much.
I mean, honestly, dude, like at this point, he might pull the you know what? Just give me €1. I'll do it for €1. He's got enough. I got enough money. Just give me
Like the Croatian striker Kalinic, he went to his old hometown club for €1 to try to get them up.
I think Robin
promoted.
did that also. He went to like Groningham,
in Netherlands. Yeah, I think
in the
so.
Netherlands for like he's like, give me €5,000 a year.
He went for like a season and he didn't have it no more.
You know something I just realized? I did not read the Allegri presser for the derby.
It's a good one.
It is like poor show management for me. I am an absolute terrible host and moderator.
Yeah, you kind of did things. You flipped lightly through the discussion.
I suck, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right. So let me just touch this briefly. We'll have you guys do some color commentary for this. So Allegri, in response to Chiesa and Rabiot, he says, "We're all go. We've recovered Chiesa and Rabiot. Then we have 2 new players. Giallo is a little bit further behind, and Achale will have his first training session today. But we'll all go to Milan. We'll all go together today. We'll decide. It's important to have everybody available." We are in the second half of the season. In addition to tomorrow's match, there's still many matches to go. We have 2 semifinals for the Coppa Italia. Tomorrow's a good transition. Let me ask you guys this, because we're gonna go a little bit off script here. Does Chale make the bench?
He'll make the bench. I don't think he'll play any minutes. I don't think he'll play, but he'll at least be on the bench.
I mean, like if Haza and Nonje made the bench, I think Charlie makes the bench.
As long as he doesn't bite anyone's finger. That's nasty.
Oh, is that what he did in that?
If he bites Lautaro.
That's a dated reference.
Well, brother, we got the wrong player. We should have got Suarez a few years back.
Let me pull this back here. We're not calling him Lautaro. We're calling him Argentina Bert.
Argentina? Where is that?
Argentinian.
Argentina.
Haven't you seen Sesame Street?
No, I've seen that. I want to know what Argentina
What is Argentina?
An Argentinian Bert. That's what he looks like.
Yeah,
like,
no, he definitely looks like Bert.
You need more Sesame Street to work on your fucking grammar.
Wasn't Argentina? I don't know what that is.
An Argentinian.
Because in reality, if we're like we're talking about Inter players, it's like 1 douchebag, 2 douchebags, I don't have time to go through their whole roster.
Yeah. All right. So talking about tomorrow's game, Allegri says tomorrow will be a wonderful match. We know Inter strengths. We're very good. It's a clash. We still have to score many points for our goal, which is the Champions League. A desire and a belief to get a result. In the end, we will see who is better. An important evening, an important test for us. We can. Who can say that the match isn't good and important? Above all, a beautiful evening is going to be experienced and played with the best weapons, knowing that you have a team in front of you that are doing important things. A little bit of coach speak there. So this is where he talks about Chale. So he says he's a young player, eager to do well. He wants to learn. I am happy, but it's all to be discovered because he comes from a different league. And then about Moise Keane's issues with Atletico here. So I spoke with Moise. Unfortunately, the transfer fell through. I told him that he has to get back to work and will be useful to us in the second half of the season. Talking about the Yildiz boy. Competition is good for everyone, especially when you play 1 game a week. The whole team benefits from this. And in fact, for those who come off the bench are always ready. Tomorrow is a good game to play, but the points we score will be decisive from now on until the end of the season. I've seen Yildiz doing a lot better. So this is interesting here because, the whole Chiesa Yildiz debate, who gets
Yildiz is doing better than he was before? That's a good sign. I'll take that any day of the week.
It's a good.
The Martin also said that Yildiz is going to start over Chiesa. I think it was a couple hours ago. I posted it.
I think that's the move regardless.
Yeah.
Because I think
late because this game's going to be decided late. So more quality to bring off the bench, the better. I also think Charlie will probably make the bench just because there's going to be no Milik and there's going to be no Keane. So I think there'll just be spots open for a few more reserves in the mid. He might list Illing as as somebody in the front too.
He is listed as a forward, as he usually is. That doesn't mean anything, though.
Yeah.
Nah. I think Illing will stay as close to just replacement. That's pretty much.
Kostic doesn't need to be replaced because I hope he doesn't start, but we'll see.
He's going to start.
He's starting.
His spot is locked down, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Misak brought up a really good point in that video where he thinks that if Chale works out as Chale is supposed to, I think Cambiaso will replace Kostic on the left, and you'll have a midfield 3 of Locatelli, Rabiot, Chale, and Big Wes. Misak brought a really good argument for that, so I'm not going to say it here. Watch the video.
I watched the video.
fucking hope so.
It's the only problem with that is you're so reliant on a lone E player for this season. What happens if we don't sign him after the season and we're still gonna have Kostic on the books, you know?
Well, we're likely going to sell Kostic in the summer, but then that slot that, like what Misak is talking about, works also with bringing in whatever midfielder coming back.
You would have to get somebody essentially to like refill that position if let's say, for example, we don't keep Charlie and get him right
out. Is Fajoli's spot anyway. So
is he saying for a 4-3-3?
I'm talking about the
You got to see the video.
It's the video. It's
so basically what Misak says is that he doesn't change that Charlie doesn't change the formation. What he does is he enables West to go back out to a right wing back, and then Cambiaso replaces Kostic on the left, and he plays in that right midfielder, right center mid spot that is now occupied by whatchamacallit.
By
We'll cover this comment after you guys finish.
Yeah, I was just reading it. So I think that if you think about it realistically, with the midfielders that we have potentially coming back, which is Fajoli definitely coming back, double question mark and throw an upside down question mark in next to Pogba, because that would also be
coming back in March.
But that would be the spot. That would be that right center mid spot is where both of them slot in, right?
And Pogba, there was a photo with his spot in the locker room. So I don't know. I don't know if they're trolling us or what's going on.
I mean, that was probably Allegri's idea. Let's be honest. Any trolling?
Footballers leave their stuff in their lockers all the time, and they leave them for like whoever knows.
Pogba was taken out. He wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. So his stuff was there. His stuff's probably just chilling in there.
No, he didn't have his spot. His spot was removed, but then there was a photo of his spot.
That's so random.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, are we alluding to something?
No,
or are we getting trolled?
That's got to be a troll, man. That's got to be some expert level trolling. Allegri's a master of trolling.
Yeah,
he's got a really good sarcasm game. I can tell you that.
Also,
I love it.
Didn't he say in his presser? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he say we have nothing to lose?
Yeah,
that is the most max. I fucking love this guy. Give this guy lifetime management. Like, I don't care what they pay him, dude. Pay him more than
make him the president. Let him run the team, bro.
In our Empire State group chat, right? There's a bunch of anti-Allegri guys, and so to piss them off, I call him the Uber Chad Goat manager, and it pisses a lot of people off. And I think it's hilarious, but I also think that the amount of like Chad fucking moves that he makes when he's trolling other teams is brilliant. I mean, just look at what he said about Moise. He's like, I told him, we're going to need you for the latter half of the season. He's like, you're staying? Good. I need you to get back in shape. We're going to need you for the latter half of the season. That's exactly what you tell a player like that. You have a guy who just got basically demoralized by the fact that the team that was going to loan you said, yeah, we don't want you now because our doctor says you're going to be back in late March, and your doctor says you're going to be back in February. If we know anything about the Juve doctors, it's probably the Atletico doctor. That's right. Unfortunately, because J Medical has a terrible track record. How long was Chiesa's injury supposed to last?
Which one? Yeah, it's still going.
Which one?
Yeah.
What injury?
My point exactly.
My point is, are they underpaying the doctors?
No, they're taking the interns out of med school.
I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, at this point, Jeff, they're probably like
they're all rookie doctors, man.
They're just going into like a dental clinic and being like, "You're technically a doctor, right? You're now the head of orthopedic surgery for you."
Yeah, there's just chiropractors.
They're not even chiropractors. They're dentists. You know what I mean? They're
medicine.
What is it? The podiatrist, the foot doctors?
No, it's like an aromatherapy doctor.
Yeah, it's a witch doctor. We got all witch doctors there.
No.
They're called a naturopath.
It's all aromatherapy. We're gonna heal your calf strain with essential oils.
Just rub this. Just rub this like leaf on there, bro. You'll be good.
Rub this leaf. Drink this pint of goat's blood. Turn around 3 times. Kill a chicken,
and you'll have a season like McKenny.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is one thing I wanted to say because I have a different perspective than you guys. all I've known pretty much my entire Juve like is Allegri. That's the only manager besides Sarri and Pirlo. That's the only manager that I've known.
So he's like your daddy.
So yeah, so I'm a little biased with Allegri. I love him.
You know what I think about
that's all I
what I
know.
need to do? I'm gonna have my dad paint or draw Max Allegri with an emperor with a crown, and just have the Juve logo. Yeah, like
the
Emperor
olive, the olive
That's
branch, like the Caesar crown, right?
Yeah, like the Caesar crown, Emperor Maximus. That's it.
Just have Allegri with a Darth Vader helmet.
Oh,
Go,
fuck
hey,
yeah.
yo, get
I
that
would
design. I'll get it
love
tattooed
that.
on me.
Nah, it's gotta be. It's you don't do Allegri as Vader. You do Gravina as Emperor
Listen,
Palpatine.
Frankie, you want to do a tattoo? Just come do it here. That's it. That's all.
Man, I have quite a few. I love my tattoos. I want more.
Rito is here. I knew you were going to hear it.
Disappoint them in style. That's always been my thing.
So I kind of want to draw the conversation back to what German Dave gave us about Keane. So there's a couple of things about Keane that I didn't really know about, and this is me slacking. David says, did you know about Keane and his management rejecting Leverkusen because he wanted to live in Madrid, which tells me where his priorities are instead of being the main striker until Boniface, because Leverkusen were guaranteeing him minutes. He got demoralized on it because of his own immaturity, because Leverkusen doctor examined him in turn and said, we'll take him anyways till he gets fit because we need him. And they had a 9 ready. Look, I mean,
how credible is that?
I don't know for sure. German Dave tends to really vet his stuff. He doesn't just throw stuff out there, but it's something that kind of begs to have the conversation, right? Because, like, for example, and I kind of want to clarify this because I'm not a big Moise Keane fan. I don't mean to break people's hearts here, but to provide proper context, because I made comments at the beginning of the season when Keane was playing well, he was hot, and I said Keane needs more minutes than Dusan at that moment because Keane was the hot hand. Look, am I a fan of the rap video that he did? No, but again, he's got free time. He can do whatever he wants, right? Like Travis Kelce has a podcast that he does on the side with his brother, and they're still really top tier athletes. My thing has always been this: if you're able to take care of your business on the field, nobody gives a shit about what you're doing off the field. However, with Keane, and what irritates me a little bit about this situation is Moise was taking progressive steps forward where we saw him working harder, doing what he was doing. And then it's okay. Now he's distracted here. And I understand he's injured. He's recovering and needs stuff to do. But if this comes out as true for what happened with Leverkusen, that's a huge missed opportunity, right? Because he would have been playing in a free-flowing style where he would have gotten the ball, would have gotten touches, would have been able to work on his finishing, would have been able to check off all the boxes. And that's kind of what disappoints me if that's the case, right? This is all speculation. This isn't like a dead set thing here where it's just like, oh my God, what the F, Moise Keane, right? So I'm a little bit disappointed in this if there's actual credence to this.
Yeah. So pretty much going off that stuff too. I think it would have been huge if this is true. Obviously we don't know if it is. It's just because of all, everything goes around after like transfers to window and stuff. But if it is true, that's a big loss for Keane, not only because he's guaranteed minutes, but they ended up going with a lot older striker in Borja Iglesias to pretty much fill that role. He's a good striker nonetheless, but still, you'd be going against a team that's literally fighting for the title in Germany under a coach who is newer, but he has amazing ideas in football right now. You'd be learning so much from Xabi Alonso. Like, it's just a big detriment if this was true and he decided, nah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have also, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Because
that's fair.
He could have also, like, let's say he got the Madrid offer first, right? And so he's like, well, I'm going to respect the offer that I got first. One aspect of it. Second aspect, he could have said, you know what? I think that even though Simeone plays terrorism ball, him playing free-flowing football, then coming back to Juve might not necessarily translate for his game because it's not going to necessarily work. If you look at the way he would be playing in Madrid, he could be better off playing like that because it would enforce his hold-up play more. It would enforce him getting more, trying to make more out of the fewer chances that he's getting, which is much more similar to playing at Juve.
Yeah, and that's fair, right? Like I think that's one of the arguments we've made, right? Yeah, and it's fair, right? My only thing is the reason why I'm going to pull a little bit back on you there is he's got atrocious. His finishing isn't the greatest when it comes to finishing, right? Like it's just it's been shown on film. Sometimes he just makes
Yeah.
some boneheaded finishing. Where it's just for me, it's like if he goes to Germany, yeah, there might be a little bit pressure, but at the same time, Bayer Leverkusen is playing with house money this season, right? They might be the first team to finally dethrone Bayern. So it's just like him going there, and it's just I don't think the pressure is on that squad, and I don't think he has pressure there to completely come in there and drop a crap ton of money.
I mean, you're
a bunch
coming
of
in to
goals.
replace like one of the best performing strikers
There's
in the world
another.
this season.
They have multiple strikers there. It's not
They
just
have-
No, but
they
you're
have
coming in there to
numerous.
really
The
replace
Madrid-
Boniface, right? Or is
Yeah,
it Boniface? How do you pronounce that guy's name?
Boniface.
It's Boniface. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bon-
I thought he was African, and they just said
He
Boniface.
is. But it's Boniface because
Okay.
it's like
the thing I never understood with the Madrid,
I think he's Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sal.
the thing I never understood with the athletic move is he would be a temporary, he'd be a small amount of time, and he'd be a backup. So the minutes that you're hoping he's going to get, we're going to be limited from the jump. So if this story, and you know, German Dave usually is pretty on point with German news. So I'm inclined to believe that there's something there. Would make no sense. And my biggest concern with Keane for years has been his priorities and his maturity. Right.
German Dave
You
coming
know
in.
what? I think this whole team thing, like him not going to Leverkusen, is just like, you know what, Leverkusen, you're beneath me. I'm not gonna go there.
I like Leverkusen. That's a good
Yeah.
team.
I've loved them
It's not
because
that I
ever
disagree
since
with
fucking Charito was there,
Yes,
man.
I agree with you, but I'm thinking of this in Keane's perspective. It's probably like he's thinking it's beneath him, when in reality, you have an up and coming coach like Xabi Alonso who's doing a really good job. And then, you know, Keane could be playing more minutes and you can have more chances created under him where he can practice on his finishing. It would have been it could have definitely been a really good opportunity.
But what's the rap scene in Leverkusen?
Germany actually has a pretty good rap scene.
When you have the money
you can
that
make
they-
art anywhere, that's bullshit.
The
We have
baddie.
the millions of euros a season.
Keane
that
is
these guys have.
reminding me of a freaking girl who's a 6 chasing a Giga Chad, 8 out of 10 Giga Chad or some bullshit like that. And then, like, you know, just going up their standards when, you know, got to stay a little bit in your lane.
Let me pull this real back. So, David says Germany's Fabrizio Romano, Florian Plettenberg reported it on the transfer show, and the Leverkusen sporting director Simon Rolfes
Rolf. Yeah.
confirmed it. So he confirmed it when asked in a press conference about the Keane situation. And then this is a little bit of a jab. I love it. Harry Kane brought that Tottenham funk with him to Bayern because Bayern has the opportunity of not winning anything.
Maybe Harry Kane was the Tottenham funk. Maybe
Dun, dun,
Harry
dun.
Kane.
Now they
We'll save that for the Wednesday.
Nah, they still suck, man.
No, they're bad.
I was
They still
doing
suck.
better, though.
I had the TV on earlier, and they were talking about how Richarlison, how do you pronounce that guy's name?
Yeah, he's been right. Charles.
Is a top
Richarlison,
tier
yeah.
striker, and I was like, since when?
That's like people that say Darwin Nunez is a top tier striker.
Yes,
Richarlison has, like-
the crossbar challenge.
Yeah, Richarlison's one of those, like, he has something crazy like the World Cup and then does nothing for months.
No, it was literally Everton. Everton was just feeding him. It's another like essentially like Dusan, like he put like
Nah.
situation.
Richarlison's
But
a lower
it's-
tier
He's
Robinho.
lower tier though, where it's like pretty much
Like-
bro was just getting fed constantly at Everton, so he had so many chances to score, and he was actually sometimes he was putting them in. And now that he's at Tottenham, when he has less chances, he has.
So I'd like to pivot the conversation a little bit, if I may.
Yes.
The way Sule has been playing is giving me more Cel Chiesa vibes than Cel Sule vibes.
Well, especially since the latest on Chiesa is that he wants to get closer to the 7 mil of Vlahovic instead of working with the team to maybe keep the wages
Isn't
more
Vlahovic
competitive.
a 9?
7.
No.
7, but he's supposed to be amortizing that as well, so I don't know. I don't know exactly the details for, you know, what Dusan may be finally settling and what Chiesa because if they're offering 5 and he's like, okay, give me 6, and they settle at like a 5.5, that's nothing crazy. But if he's like, no, it has to be 7 plus, then we have an issue.
The other thing is that, I mean, when everyone in the squad is taking pay cuts happily, and a guy that's supposed to be the pillar of your team is not, is that guy a pillar of your team?
I just posted something in the news channel before the live. Why Wojciech Szczesny apparently is not open to lowering his salary.
And that is another point that I have here as well. So that's actually 2 players now within just the day, Tech and Chiesa, not looking to amortize.
Yeah, I don't trust any news that comes out about Tech because that guy just fucking trolls for fun.
You know what?
And that's fair.
I'm going to tell you this: if he's able to have a performance and within the next 4 months, kind of like what Dušan's having right now in January, then maybe I would be willing to say $6 million for next year. And then if you are doing good, then maybe we can talk about bonuses. But that's only if he's actually going to do.
What's doing well? Like, you have to play to do well.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how he froze with his hooker lips at the very least.
If he is not doing well, then I would not try to raise his salary. That's it.
I don't think he's done anything at this point for him to even earn a raise salary, right?
Exactly.
Even
by the end
now.
of the season, by June, if he hasn't done well, then try to sell him.
I love how David's saying Chiesa on sell immediately. Like nobody knew that.
So kind of now that we're talking about Chiesa, so I kind of want to talk about some of the stuff that Gazzetta posted and a friend of mine on Twitter or X Sunday League coach mentioned in response to it.
That's that pink paper you use to housebreak puppies, right?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. You got it. So they're saying should Chiesa decide to renew and stay with Juventus, he will be given an increased leadership role within the team. So Sunday League replies with, if the president needs to give you an increased leadership role in the locker room, you are not a leader. That said,
Correct.
He does not have leadership qualities. Just another rumor from a Let's Do It PR work in case he needs to be sold in the summer rumor mill. Because to follow up on that, there is distance between Juve and Chiesa over the renewal of the contract, right? So he wants that $7 million, and more than likely what it seems like if an offer of 50 to 55 million come in, and this is Sunday League's coach's conspiracy theory 2.0. He says beyond Yildiz, I believe Juve also view Sule as the proper Chiesa replacement. The biggest question of this for me is if there's a team willing to spend 50 to 55 million on Chiesa, I'm going to bet that he is good as gone.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. 50 plus bonus. Yeah.
I think the one thing I kind of want to, and I'll finish my thought here, is because remember when we let Dybala go, you had all the Dybala stands absolutely
You
blowing
still
chunks,
do.
and they still do. Do you guys, and I kind of want to throw this out here so people understand, Dybala had a 13 million release clause
And nobody
in this
bought him.
January. Guess what?
Nobody got him,
Nobody fucking wanted him. Nobody wanted him. 13 million for Paulo Dybala, as all of the X stands cream at the thought of Paulo, even though he doesn't play for Juve anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted
Still
him.
creaming. And the amount of Chiesa accounts, I just saw one today scrolling through Twitter. Like, oh, it's going to be bad. It will be if we lose him. And I did actually want
to. The Yildiz accounts are getting just as bad now. They're getting real bad.
He's kind of earned it a little more, but
he's earned it more, but there's so many.
It's still bad.
See,
David, reminding us.
Ferrari brings in 6 billion euros a year. Juve isn't even like, I love us as a club. We're not even worth 6 billion euros.
But it is wild. It is wild. If you guys haven't heard, starting in 2025, not even this season, they just purchased the contract of Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, the memes about Lewis, I'm not even an F1 guy. The memes about Lewis Hamilton joining
It's Ronaldo meme.
hilarious.
And the thing is, I hate Lewis Hamilton, but I love Ferrari. So I'm just like so conflicted. I'm like, this douchebag is going to be on my beloved team and he's probably going to fucking win.
Dave cheering for Hamilton every single F1 race now.
I was going to say this, Dave. How would you feel if Lewis Hamilton actually wins?
He's going to. That's the thing. And I have to support the motherfucker.
I don't see it. That's like
Reno, give me reasons why.
I liken Ferrari's like infrastructure, like their pit crew, their management to like J Medical. Right?
Yeah.
Similar, yeah.
Similar.
Best drivers.
I mean, weren't they put together by Arriva Bene anyway?
Well, there's been some turnover, but yes.
Right,
yes.
right. If they bring in the
Maybe.
infrastructure, support him? That'd be fucking awesome. I don't know.
The last time I was a Ferrari fan was
Schumacher.
decades ago when Michael Schumacher was driving.
Yeah, he's been in a coma for 11 years, so that tells you how
Holy
long it's been. Yeah.
Whoa.
So they're not cutting the cord, huh?
Listen, don't tell Tal to calm down. This is why we bring him on the
Rito,
shows.
You're telling me to calm down? Of all people? That's a little the pot calling the kettle black, ain't it?
Rito likes to go off.
But I'm saying, no, give legitimately, like to the Chiesa stands out there, give me a reason to keep him other than the fact that he is Italian. And he's probably, I don't know, in the top 3 best Italians that are out that are playing right now.
Kind of goes to show you how terrible the Italians are currently.
Yeah.
Too soon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might even lose to Albania. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Let's go!
I'm rooting for Albania.
This game will be for Luis Hasa's national team registration rights. It's like a WWE match. It's a ladder match.
No, dash. It's the custody of Hasa, like fucking Eddie versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh, dude, that's the SummerSlam match. I remember that.
Oh my gosh, that's literally what it is. Custody of Dominic, but it's just Hasa.
Custody of Hasa.
Hasa's nationality.
You gotta make a meme of that, dude.
And then then it's like and then Albania gets Luis Hasa under their custody just for him to have a stupid heel turn and join a stupid faction out of nowhere.
Oh man! All right. Since we were talking about people that do not have allegiances to the club, Weah apparently does. He had interest from abroad, and he's like, "Nah, man, I'm Juventini."
Well, his dad was a huge Juventino, even before he went to Milan and then after.
Yeah, did you
see
you would have thought he was a Juve legend the way he showed up at our training ground.
Well, yeah, just this past week, he's adorned, essentially.
Yeah.
They love the guy.
Do you see him showing up at Milan like that? I don't see him showing up at Milanello looking like that.
No.
Not with a smile that big.
Well, he had a jersey with his name on it and he touched it.
Yeah.
That's how you know that he doesn't really care that much about
Number
Milan.
9, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was I mean, like, I hope Timmy actually does live up to the expectations. He's a fast motherfucker, but yeah.
I don't see Tim because Timmy, Wes, and them, they just have this chemistry there, and it's just like I don't see to be honest with you, I think Timothy Weah is one of the reasons why McKennie's also settled into the roster as well too.
Yeah, that definitely helps having another Yank around.
Yeah, and obviously with Pulisic and Milan, because you are not going to tell me that McKennie, Weah,
Yank
and
around?
Pulisic,
Are we still doing phrasing?
Yanks? Oh yeah, figurative.
Yeah, always phrasing.
So, do you guys think though? So just to tie it back to Chiesa real quick, and if you might leave. So Sule, initially when they were talking about his transfer, they were throwing around like 30 mil. Now, recently, I'm hearing double that.
I think honestly, we look at this Charlie thing. If Charlie ends up popping off and we have to pay 50, I think somebody like Sule is covering the loss there.
Guys, so Charlie is in the 97th, 98th percentile on a lot of statistics as a midfielder. That guy has a ridiculously high ceiling. So at first I was skeptical of the price tag, but now it kind of makes sense because Southampton do not want to lose this guy.
Here's my next question, and Dash or Dave, whoever's got control of the screen, can you maybe pull up a side-by-side of Sule's stats versus Chiesa's stats for this season?
Roger, I'll do that.
He's on it.
So while you do that, you can go ahead.
No, I was gonna make one quick remark about this. I will give Southampton the credit. They are good at developing players. Like,
you took what I was gonna say. That's literally what I was gonna say. Yeah.
So, and you know what else is crazy about this that we just found out? We don't actually pay for the loan until July.
Oh, Giuntoli is fucking.
Need to go, bro.
That was a skillet. That's what it was. You know, the chef was making.
And also, that 50 mil is payable over like 3 seasons. Too,
yes,
right?
it's a 3.
So
yes,
realistically, in the eyes of UEFA account management, that guy only costs us. I'm not good at math. What is 50 million divided by 3?
It's like 17.5
Like,
million.
yeah,
Boom.
roughly.
So that guy only cost us 17 and mil half blah, 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 season with amortization and all that other stuff. The guy is basically free.
Well, no.
No. That's some girl math. You better stop.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know how
That's some
football
girl-
math
some
works.
Girl, that's some girl math, bro.
Oh my god.
That's not including his salary.
That's that business math, bro. That's like
Just his
that-
fee. You
that
gotta
is
Write him off
business
enough
math.
times. That's a business math.
You know what it is? It's Hollywood accounting. That is the type of stuff that is justifiable for robbing the common people. That's all it is.
Jeff, we see eye to eye here, buddy. We're on the same page.
Look at each other's
That's all it
glasses.
is. It's mathematical equations to steal from the common person, to shaft them out of financially, screw them over completely. That's
Is this Balkan calculus or something? Like, what are we talking about right
Balkan calculus. I love that. I'm using that one.
Mafia calculus. That's what it
Putting
is.
that one in my pocket right
Mafia.
here.
Oh my god, guys.
now? The only way I see him is if Rabiot doesn't stop. If we're talking this kind of money.
My problem with Rabiot staying is we have to replace a first team player with money that we're not going to make.
Reno, what's going on?
Buongiorno.
He came to argue with me over why we need to
Why is
keep
that?
Chiesa.
Buonasera.
Don't even start with that. I didn't came to argue. You're the one that's flipping out over nothing. I was fully calm.
I'm a calm guy. I just want to see. I'm just also a what have you
But I
done
didn't
for me
seem like
lately
you
guy.
said. What do you mean? I didn't say nothing. You said why? Why Chiesa? No, I understand
Why?
the majority of you don't like Chiesa. but no.
I want a why though. You said he doesn't. He's our guy. What does that even mean? And the two is that he doesn't like Allegri, which it's proven the guys that didn't like Allegri, they get ousted from the squad, and then we become better because the guys that didn't like Allegri were Di Maria, Bonucci, and Paredes, and now that they're gone, we're doing much better.
Well, we'll see.
Okay,
Well,
we'll see is not an
we will.
answer.
I mean,
No, that's not the point, man.
I respect your opinion. I respect that.
Yeah, I respect yours too,
And I
100%.
respect that you don't like Allegri because a lot of people don't like Allegri. And again, I didn't like Allegri at first either. But I also know that when I see the empirical evidence of him actually improving the team, then I start to like the guy.
Yeah, nobody's judging what he's doing, Allegri. I'm all for new cheeses in the future, but with Chiesa, everybody's complaining they want him out, but then we should not complain when he leaves. If he does better, then what? So we just have to wait and see.
He's not
I would like to
playing now.
the
Well,
reality
how many
is,
players haven't been playing? So same with Alexander. He hasn't been playing for months, but nobody says anything about Alexander.
Listen,
We were all fucking calling for his head when he came on the other day. What are you talking about?
the
I
thing
know,
is,
I know.
we want everyone to do well. We want Chiesa to do well. If he moves on, we still want him to do well. Unless he trash talks us, and then he turns into a delict. But otherwise, we always wish them the best, whether they're on our team or if they move on. Right now, we want the best out of him because we want him to stay on the team. But if he continues to be injured and continues to have lackluster performances, well, in the current state of financial affairs of this club, if somebody gives us 50 plus for a player that isn't really
If they're gonna
performing,
give it
you have to make
50,
decisions.
60 million. That's the thing. I don't think they're going to give it. You know what I mean? We see the same thing with Dybala, and then nothing happened.
I would
That he
say
just
the
leaves for
next-
free.
So I wouldn't be surprised because there's going to be a coaching carousel in England this summer. We all know that.
Oh, without a doubt.
I wouldn't be surprised because we still don't know if Pep is leaving or not, right? Because that's kind of on the fence. Pep hasn't declared that he's not leaving.
If they win champions, he's not leaving.
I don't know if they're going to do it two
Guardiola?
years in a row.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
If they win, if they at least get a double, he's not leaving.
Just don't have Real.
Dash, do we have that? Do we have that stat info? I'm really
Pulling it up
curious
right
now. And so I can see even in there's no way Ten Hag makes it through the end of the season.
What do you
But
mean?
I'm hearing 10 million is going to
Mourinho's
stay.
replacing him.
Like,
Mourinho's replacing him, bro.
I think that Chiesa is the perfect like statement signing for any one of those EPL new coming managers. And the thing is that if you offer over 50 million for him to us, that's it. He's out the door.
We
He doesn't fight to stay. Like if somebody comes in and offers 50 million and he says, I don't give a shit, I'm not going. You can't take me. I'm not going. I'm re-signing. But the fact that he doesn't want to re-sign for a lower contract when the whole club is hurting for money and everybody's going to re-sign for a lower contract, even Dusan, who is standing to make 12 million.
Are you sure Dusan is going to?
I don't think.
I don't know.
To lower his salary.
I don't think Chiesa's wanted to. I don't think this is about lowering. I think this was about staying the same. Chiesa is simple. He needs to play better, and if he's not going to play any better, if he's not going to score at least 12 goals this season, at least 12. At least.
Has he scored 12 goals in his whole career?
No, I'm talking about at this season.
This season, he's saying.
Then I don't want to hear him talk about I want a $7 million salary. That's it.
That's fair enough. At this point, I want to see him play 12 minutes.
We want
Yeah.
12 minutes, do a goal, and that's it.
For him to stay and only score 5 goals or 6, 7, 8. To me, it's like that's insane.
Might as well have kept Dybala.
At the end of the day, I'm willing to give you my money if you're willing to willing to like put goals in the back of the net. That's it.
Well, it's the same with Rabiot. Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay for lower money. So we'll see.
Rabiot actually turned up. He's doing his job. That's the thing for what he's doing.
I know, but I don't think he's going to stay for lower salary.
He's played better.
But he actually deserves that salary because we're arguably worse without him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's doing his job.
And it's the whole thing. He's in a good situation. If he only does the 1-year deal, it's always that we give him 10 million for this season, or we have to spend $50 million to replace him.
The other thing is that like the real star of the show with the whole Rabiot thing is like we all talk shit about him for being a mama's boy, but Veronique is pulling everybody's pants down.
What's
you were going to say something?
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, Sal was going to say something, and we all keep cutting him off.
Oh, Sal. Okay, sorry, bro.
Yeah, no. I mean, all I'm saying is with Rabiot, we're never going to recoup any money with him anyway. That's why they're doing these one. So it is what it is. But with
we'll see.
I don't.
Go ahead. So sorry.
Yeah, no. So I mean, so basically, like that's why I'm saying, like, if we wind up keeping Charlie, then that means that, in my mind, with the way the economics works, Rabiot's gonna. And in terms of Chiesa, how good are his stats gonna get with a little less than a half a season when he's still not even fully integrated into the squad yet, and he has legit serious competition from Yildiz. So I don't see how his stats are going to get any better between now and the end of the year for him to try to justify either not trying to renegotiate his or restructure his salary when he's going to have a year left if he's not willing to play ball. And then things are going to get a little weird, and it's not going to be good for anybody.
Yo, these stats are not looking good for Chiesa.
They really aren't. I'm looking at them now.
The only one that I can see where he beats Sule is shots on target per 90, and Sule's playing as a winger in a 4-2-3-1, and Chiesa's playing as a second striker, and
yeah.
Okay, no. He has a higher XG, but like he's also playing as a second striker. So
yeah, it's interesting. The numbers can't tell the whole story. Different teams and all that. But
why I'm saying 12 goals. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
So
Sule is going to end up with 12 goals at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Well,
they've been getting a lot of pens, and he's been taking them mostly every time. And he's
another one today.
Yeah.
So here's Sule's.
Well, last time he scored with the Swallow. We'll see tomorrow if he plays second half.
Sule had a really sweet through ball assist today. Very, very nice. Very nice.
And he nailed that PK.
Yeah.
Which if I have to watch Milik take another PK, you might as well just tear my ICD out and give me another heart attack. I can't do it. This is why I don't. This is why I don't want. This is why I don't watch us take penalties ever. I can't do it. It's too much stress. I do the Buffon method where I look at the crowd or I look away and I can't do it. It's just
Penalties.
I'm too fragile for that.
Dude, penalties give me a high blood pressure.
I bet. Not
So
only
so we'll pull this here. So let's look at the percentiles here. So this is Soule's percentiles. So 80th percentile in non-penalty goals. Non-penalty expected 64th shot total, 55th percentile. His assists is in the 7th percentile. Expected assists and goals, middle of the road. Same thing with PXGs and expected assists per game. Shot creating actions. This is a big stat. So Chale was 98th percentile. So he's top 2% in the world. Soule again with shot creating actions is quite up there as well. Passes attempted, passes completed, pretty average. Progressive passes, top 89th, 90th percentile, depending on how picky you want to be. Progressive carries, 53rd percentile. Successful take-ons, 93rd percentile. Touches and progressive passes, receptions, I believe, passes received in the lower percentiles. But again, you play him through space. Tackles, so some defensive work. He's in the 65th, middle of the road. Interception. Actually, this is quite impressive. So he has a pretty high interception percentile or above average. Blocks above average, clearances meh, aerial duels meh, because he's tiny as hell. So let's go to Chiesa. Non-penalty goals, 48th percentile, very, very poor. Whereas shots total, 66th, assist 86th, expected assisted goals, 90th percentile, shot creating actions, 95th percentile. This is not good. His NPXGs and expected assists and goals, it's not good.
I don't love XG as a stat, personally.
It's the best way to track goal scoring opportunities at this point. Unless they think of something else, it's all we got to work with. Passes attempted, 90 percentile. Passes completed, 60. Progressive, 87. Progressive carries, 98. Successful take-ons, 90. Touches, 70. Progressive passes received here, 90. So here he kind of shits on Soule on this. Tackles, 91st percentile. Interception, 75th. Blocks, 83rd. So kind of similar. I do think that Chiesa has the edge here. Non-penalty goals is really, really bad, especially if you want to be a big money maker. Essentially, you gotta get that sucker high.
All right, and all the guys in the chat here were apparently getting hard on for the Gudmundsson.
Gudmundsson.
Icelandic.
The thing we need to take into account that the stats don't show is who does Dusan perform better playing alongside?
Yildiz, it seems.
Far. I know his girlfriend helped a lot, but we got to give Yildiz a little love there.
That's the thing. That's the difference.
If we're going to stick with a back three, I mean, you could easily slot. If you could have Soule and Yildiz play in like a 3-4-2-1, which I know is very
a double cam.
A double cam. I'm a big fan of a double cam. That could be real sexy right there. But I highly doubt we're going to get that. So
that's not very Allegri looking.
It's not very Allegri, but I could see a 4-3-2-1, like a full-on Christmas tree, which is Allegri-esque with the double cam and a midfield three.
I'm convinced now that we are going for the back because, again,
Max prefers a back four
for sure, but we're also still linked up with Felipe Anderson again. Like and he's leaving.
A great depth piece for a front three.
$4 million, cheaper than Chiesa.
Yeah, but look at all the center backs we have now too, right? It's like Gatti, Danilo, Brenner, Giallo. We still got freaking Hoyson. We got Facundo. We're talking about this Calafiore kid.
Okay, so the Calafiore thing.
He's a right back.
So the Calafiore thing is somewhat linked in with the fact that Ancelotti wants Cambiaso reported at 45 mil. And that would be the move. You sell Cambiaso and you bring in a Calafiore.
I would be I'm less inclined to sell Cambiaso than I am to sell Chiesa.
I don't. Yeah. I prefer
Yeah, that's
Cambiaso.
more. That's a harder sell.
No,
But
he's
the fact,
untouchable in my eyes.
the fact that Ancelotti wants Cambiaso though is
Means
that not
definitely
awesome?
keep him.
That means don't send him over there. They'll probably win a Champions League if they do.
I'm telling you one thing. What changed our game from this season compared to last season? Getting rid of Cuadrado and then putting in Cambiaso, and then
Huge.
getting Leao as well.
Yeah.
Like, especially but getting Cambiaso, deciding to keep him, I think played a really crucial role. Like very, very crucial.
Yeah,
I can't even I can't say it more than enough.
Right. So when people come at me like, "Oh, I can't believe you guys got rid of Dragusin," like, well, we got fucking Cambiaso in return. So what do you tell me?
Yeah.
So Cambiaso might be that next generational fullback, and I'm not saying he's gonna reach the likes of like a Davies, but it is so hard.
Or the likes of Mattia DeCilio.
Sure, or Lord DeCilio. But regardless, it is so hard to lock in a solid fullback, especially if you want to go to a four at the back. He is a left back naturally. He could work so well, and he's so young, and this could be a franchise player. And 45 million today, you know what fullbacks can go for if they pop off?
I mean, what is Bayern going to pay for? I mean,
70 plus 80 mil.
Yeah, 90 even more.
They're priceless, really.
Yeah.
How much did Guardiola buy Kyle Walker? Because he was the fullback in the past. So I'm just putting that as an example, but obviously there's more.
Hit up the transfer market.
It wasn't that much because they got him from Tottenham. So
yeah. He's an Allegri player though, and he's so tactically versatile. You could plug him practically anywhere.
It was a bit, but not that much.
So
52.
Okay.
Cambiaso going.
As
long as Max is the coach, I don't see Cambiaso going anywhere.
Yep. And Max isn't going anywhere for like at least another 40 years. So
the
number keeps going up. It just keeps getting higher every time.
My grandkids will be watching Allegri Bowl.
It just went up 10 more years. Allegri is going to be our coach until he is 125 years old. Mark my words.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Dude.
Speaking of Allegri, we didn't even mention, this should have been part of the pregame, honestly. He gave an hour and a half motivational speech yesterday to the next gen as well.
Bremer?
No, Allegri.
Allegri. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's been riling up the troops like real hard.
Holy, bro.
Yeah.
He wants that president job so bad.
He has charisma. Bro has like some of the best charisma of any fucking manager in the league.
Yeah. And the thing we're seeing with him this year that we've never seen any of the other years with Juve is like he is locked in on Inter. You've never heard him talk about a team directly so much. I think a big part of that is because for the majority of his tenure, we were getting chased, right? So he didn't really feel the need to. But now that we're technically underdogs, but we're within striking distance. Like I've never seen him this honed in on one particular opponent.
Oh yeah.
Well, the journalists keep asking him these questions.
So I kind of want to chime in because Vlad sent this and I forgot to mention it. It is allegedly. This article is not 100% true.
Oh, the Man U rumor?
No, not the Man U rumor. The Allegri motivational speech. He said it's the same people that reported Rabiot to Inter.
Sempre Inter?
I know trust then.
I just work here. I just work here.
Was that article about the motivational speech from Sempre Inter?
No, it was from Rafi
I think
Rafi Foot.
What the
motivational speech?
Oh no, because I'm pretty sure that Rabiot to Inter was Sempre Inter. No.
Yeah, I think that was them.
Did they just make that up?
I think so.
They just be saying shit, man.
I could because they're like the trashiest people I know.
I don't consort with Interisti.
They just be saying shit. I'm glad I have no Interisti friends.
Yeah,
because we just got
lots of them, unfortunately.
You know that meme of like the two people driving in the car and then one person says something and then it's like one person driving in the car and they're like the other person's like on the side of the road? That would be me if I found out somebody was Juventini. Most of my friends are just Juventini, so like I don't have to have this problem.
I have everybody around me is all Premier League fans, so
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
sorry. This
I have a
found it
lot of
here.
Inter friends, unfortunately.
The Max Allegri speech. This came from Corriere dello Sport.
Okay,
Via
so
at around
Sorry, there's
Juventus.
connections.
So.
I don't know why. You guys hear me? I have bad connection, guys. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, we can definitely hear you.
No, I can barely hear you guys. I don't know what's going on. My connection here is probably not caca. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Um,
And Vlad, I have two Interisti cousins as well. One decided to be an Interisti and then made the other one somehow.
Dude, it's just better off to come out of the closet instead of say you're an Interisti.
Oh god, they're brutal.
Oh my
It's just
gosh.
better off. Just say you're gay. Better off. Yeah, you're better off on that.
Yeah.
There goes the monetization.
No. Rip.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Rip, Hoyson
kidding.
didn't make Roma's Champions League squad.
Or the Europa League. Europa League.
Yeah, sorry.
Listen, the
Europa
less
League,
games he
Champions
plays,
League.
the fewer
Stop.
games he plays
Don't
at
give
the
them credit,
Olympico, the
Dave.
better.
They don't belong in Champions
The
League.
fewer games he plays, the better. If I wish we put a clause in that loan that he only is allowed to play away games.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh my
Playing
God.
4 games at the Olympic. First off, Gravina, you want to fix things in Italy? Fix the fucking Olympico.
Well, fix the
Jesus.
stadiums, brother. What are you
Fix the
talking
stadium.
about?
Fix the
Start
stadiums in
with the
general, man.
Olympico.
They're all shit. A lot of them are shit.
No.
So we don't have to
no.
share with Turkey.
There's
Of all
one
places.
really good one. All right, it's in the north.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's really nice,
in
actually.
Piemonte. It's the most modern stadium in Italy. Also, the Mappe Stadium is not terrible, and the Dacia Arena is not terrible. They've done considerable efforts to improve. Udinese's done considerable efforts to improve their stadium, and so has the owners of Sassuolo.
Yeah, and everywhere else they just get told to fuck themselves. So, that's Italy for you, though. Tear down the Olimpico. They tried to listen. They tried to put money into this stadium, and they
Nuke it.
just
Don't
can't.
tear it down. Nuke it.
Well, they ended up just building a bigger training ground because that's all they were allowed to do. It's
Yeah, because
ridiculous.
if they start doing work on the Olympico, they'll probably find some like ancient Roman ruins, and then they'll have to move it.
Well,
Probably sitting
okay.
on, you know what I mean?
What is it going to get
Caesar's
Italy?
Palace.
What is it going to get Italy to start renovating their
Another World Cup bid.
That's what I'm thinking. That's it.
All the
It's like you
stadiums are
have
from
to-
'91. Are
I
from
know.
'90. They're all
I
from.
know.
yeah, they're too all'indietro, you know? Way back. They're not worried about doing good things in Italy. It's ridiculous.
And Gravina was trying to use the Euros as an excuse to start either renovating pretty much most of the stadiums. But then fucking, genius that he is, we wind up co-hosting the Euros with Turkey. So it's like,
If you want to co-host,
I don't
the Euros
trust
with
that
another
guy. That guy
country,
says too much.
co-host them with France. A country that's close to Italy.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense either. Yeah.
Pull up North America, like they're literally you have Canada, Mexico, and USA all together
Yeah,
because they
Italy
can't
was
afford it
also
individually.
That was a
Albanians
G
told
move.
us for
They
this.
can't afford it individually, so they're just hosting it all together across all three.
tells you all you need to know about Italy. That they can't afford to host a Euro with 1 million stadiums.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the phrase "the way you do anything is the way you do everything." And if you just look at the way Serie A is run, that's unfortunately indicative of a lot of the ways things are done in Italy.
Too much corruption. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Way too much. That's one of the reasons why I came here to Vancouver, because I got a little bit better work-wise. Like my brothers are working and stuff a little bit, but it's hard to live there.
It's hard as a North American and somebody that was born and raised in North America to look at the way Italy conducts business. And it's like you have so many great assets and you use none of them to your advantage.
Exactly.
I was having this conversation with my friend about tourism in Italy and why do people go to, I work in the travel industry, right? And it's like, why do people go to certain places over others when you can even just destinations around Lake Como, right? You can go to some where your stay is €400 a night and you can be less than a kilometer away, but because that town isn't popular, it's €100 a night. for the exact same quality.
I know.
And then I had the same conversation. I was like, well, why don't anybody that's traveling to Italy want to travel to Torino? In my opinion, if you're going to want to see a beautiful historic city that has great food, great attractions, and all this stuff, go to Torino. I recommend Torino to people that are not Juventini because I think it's a great city.
I never been. I would love to one day, but good for you. You've been.
It's an amazing city. I've been a few times now.
Beautiful.
I've had the pleasure of staying at the Around Turin hotel that they're affiliated with, which is a great hotel. It's a little outside of the city center, but I really enjoy the walk from the hotel to the city center. You can kind of navigate the whole city by looking up in the sky and seeing how close or far away you are from the Mole, which is kind of interesting because it's like the tallest building in the whole city. I mean, the Mole itself, it used to be a historical government building, and now it's one of the coolest museums I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a cinema museum with a glass elevator that goes all the way to the top. And as someone like myself that has a heights problem, I would never get in that fucking death trap again. But again, a beautiful city. There's amazing museums. If you're into medieval arms and armory, the Armory is some of the most extensive examples of medieval armor I've ever seen outside of the Met, even in some cases better than the Met. So yeah, Torino's where it's at. And I think just the fact that it's one of the biggest tourist destinations in Italy in the winter for Italians. That's where they all go to ski.
I love that city. I know I just dropped back.
Oh my god, it's in my opinion, it's one of the most underrated cities in Europe.
It's so underrated. And I brought my family, my parents there and my wife this past summer, just because of Juventus. All our connections are in the south. But I made a point, we're going to Turin. And we all thought it was great. And the weird thing is that we have so many different people that said that. So just as an example, my sister's in-laws, they're from China, so just not even a connection to Italy whatsoever. They ended up going to Turin, and they're like, I love this place. So many people have said this. But sorry, I kind of just went on a rant there.
No, it was not any longer than mine was. Trust me.
Okay, sorry about that.
And just so everybody knows too, Torino was the first capital of Italy.
And the actual language that they speak is based off that regional dialect. The proper Roman Italian is Piemontese.
Also, Piemonte as a region, as a larger region, is, in my opinion, more beautiful than the French countryside. Has some of the best wines you can ever experience from.
Oh my god,
Barolo, Barbaresco.
I went there too. Oh my,
Franciacorta. We're talking about champagne that's better than the champagne in France.
And the hazelnuts, hazelnuts too.
If you go in November, Torino has the chocolate festival.
Oh yeah, I never been. My cousin went.
Oh my god! If you go during truffle season, you get truffles. It's some of the best red meat I've had in my entire life, and I'm a big red meat guy. Of course, Dave. How could we forget the iconic Piemonte calcio?
They still exist. They still exist in places.
Going up to the Superga and seeing the Superga, and then looking out over all of Turin from there. And I actually was, eerily enough, I was there in May at one point to see a game, and then I was also there in November. And when I went in November, the Superga was very foggy and it was very eerie, and I was like, holy shit, this is the exact weather conditions that it was like when the plane crashed. And I was thinking about how I couldn't see, I was walking and I couldn't see barely 10 15 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry, I gotta go. Thank you again.
Okay. Well, it looks like a beautiful day there in Vancouver, so enjoy it.
Yeah, it is for now. It was raining, it was snowing, it was brutal, buddy.
Of course.
So
come to Florida. It's always hot.
I wish to go to Florida.
I wish. Florida.
That's the only. If you guys want to get rid of the cold, come here.
Okay.
All right.
I'll think about it.
Thank you, Reno, and catch his show with Sam Adamo that he aired yesterday.
I saw.
Oh, you like it?
I haven't seen it yet. No, I just found out. I have to catch up.
He speaks good Italian. Like we did a good show. He only came for 30 minutes, but I'll probably do a live the day after on Monday. We'll see the timing. It might be late for you guys, but I'll do a crazy live or by myself or with somebody, or if I keep in touch with you guys.
All right, sounds good.
Ciao, ciao, forza Juve e a casa Inter. Merda. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.
All right. So
now
I have
we're done with the tourism portion of the show.
Yeah. I have one more topic. I don't know. Does anybody else have any more topics?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
We can go
I
go
wanna hear
over some of
Dash
the betting
speak a
stuff if you
little bit.
wanted to.
I wonder what
I have
topics he has,
the stuff up.
I'm ready to talk about anything. I don't care.
You guys want to talk about bets?
Okay, Frankie, give us a betting line, and then I got a good discussion to go with.
All
after that.
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little share screen action.
All right.
We're gonna open this up here. We're gonna open up the prize picks. Lovely. So
Zoom in, my guy. You're a little bit too zoomed out.
I'm too zoomed out. Let me.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh wow, Travis Kelce. He's got the most home runs in Serie A history, doesn't he?
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the we're gonna go to the soccer portion here first. You know, we're gonna look up.
None of those guys look like. Oh, except for Cambiasso. There we go. Now we're starting to see some Juve players. I recognize some of these names.
There we go. So we're gonna look at. So pretty much these are like all the lines for like the Juve players right now. The one I like a lot is even with the way Inter plays. There's two that I really like. I like Bremer, but particularly for his passes to go over because we play a lot of passes throughout the back, and Bremer's usually the main go-between, so he always gets so many passes. So he's one that I definitely would go on the over. Otherwise, Dusan, I think even with playing against Inter, he'll still get shots off. And then usually you got to pair him with another. So then you would have to go ahead and
White.
I could, but if you go to Inter, they have quite a lot more players on their betting lines than Juve do. All of them, but I like Summer a lot, in particular, for Inter.
Right.
Because he might not play, but I do like him a lot.
What, Summer might not play?
Or who knows?
That's the case. That's a big
Can we
loss.
expand on this? This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Where's the source?
He should play. But I like him a lot because we all know every goalkeeper turns into a prime Buffon against Juve, and if we're getting shots off, whether it be just little P rollers or anything, it'll count as a save. So I think Sommer is a good betting line on the over.
He has 13 clean sheets this season.
Yeah. Also, along that, I'd
all
probably
of Inter's
go.
Stats have an asterisk next.
I definitely go the bridge on the under because he's been out, but then he's been playing again recently. You see, he was out for like a few weeks, not playing any games, any game at all.
What is the stat line on Maresca, the Inter player?
He doesn't show up, unfortunately.
What about Irati? Is he on there?
Oh man.
Unfortunately, nah.
What about the Beppe Morota?
Do they have yellows? Like, do they have something there for that? Like, how many yellows?
Yeah, what's the over under on yellows?
Yeah,
not on this.
Maresca, I would go over 1 point. I would go over.
They have fouls and fouls drawn, but I don't think they have any for like the Juve game. On fouls drawn, I know they have one for Çalhanoğlu for him to get over one foul drawn, or not Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan, yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably, if he plays, he'll probably draw a foul because he'll throw himself on the ground after getting into contact with Locatelli and probably cry, and they'll probably give him a foul. So that's a good one probably for tomorrow as well.
Oh, foul!
He likes to cry.
So I make a joke. So I do this joke around my friends, when they watch the Inter game. So they're like crying and stuff, and then when they get a foul on them, I always like yell out the statement, "Only in the Beppe Morota League." And that's all I say. They start getting pissed.
Yeah, they're a bunch of softies from what I understand.
But yeah, I mean, these are kind of like just the ones for right now because, like I said, there's only certain ones that I can do because I'm in Wisconsin and it's not every single app is legal in my.
Use a VPN, man. Come on, get with it.
Yeah, that's a great way to get caught up.
Fajoli.
Yeah,
but to show us, you got to show us the lines. You don't have to actually bet on it.
But yeah.
Fun fact: in Georgia, I think you can like bet legally. Like I see gas stations with slot machines there.
Definitely.
Frankie, you're not going to take that Gotti bet 0.5 shots. You're not going to take the over
for 10,000.
Possibly.
Yo,
So the ones I put
if we
in,
get a late Gotti goal, holy shit, I'm getting fully naked.
I love it. I
I'm
love
getting
it.
fully naked.
I would love that.
Fully, all the way naked, guys.
Fully naked.
So for tomorrow, I put in just some cheap ones just to throw out because I had some house money to play with. I threw in a 2-pick for Bremer and the Bridge over and under because I think it'll happen. Same with the Sommer and the Vlahovic. Oh, and that's NBA. Ignore NBA one. But those are the ones I definitely would probably go on for sure on the.
You got a 6-pick parlay going on down there? What?
Oh yeah, I do.
Sure, you want to be sharing like all your things?
Yeah, this is fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I have a hotline you can call if you need it, Frankie.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Isn't that a Drake song?
But
I don't know. I don't
Hotline
listen to that. You're Canadian.
Yeah, I was.
I only know
I don't
him
know.
from
I was
Degrassi.
the radio was on. I was working on Chopper one day when a Drake that song came out.
The only
and it was
Drake
like-
song I know is that Andy Milonakis one.
I don't
I
even
just
know
know
that
some
one.
Albanian woman broke Drake's heart for him to wear the Albanian vest in one of the music videos. Yeah.
I have no idea, man. All I know. Listen, the only thing I know is that one song came out and they were making a big deal of it over the radio, and I was just like working, and the song came on, and like everyone just stopped. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" And then we just continued working. Like it was just that bad that we just accepted that this was it, and we fought. I don't know. He just sucks. Apparently, people like this guy. I have no idea why. He's a fucking hero of Toronto and of Canada, and anything that makes money and like gets popular in the United States. Apparently, Canada just sucks him off because we love these guys. I don't know. Fuck him.
What do you guys
He
do with
sucks.
Justin Bieber then?
Did you see him today? Did you watch the NHL All-Star game? The fucking what?
Who, Bieber?
Bieber! Yes! Oh my god! Okay, let me see. I'm pulling it up. I'm getting it.
He looks like he's in gasoline bathrooms right now. Bad.
It's
He looks like the meth head version of Machine Gun Kelly.
it was
He's a meth
bad. It was bad. Why can't I find a fucking photo of it?
Also, if you guys have a chance, you guys got to check out Jeff's El Jefe over there's his real estate agent content.
Unbelievable.
You're hilarious, bro. I love
You
it.
gotta check out his Instagram, man. His Instagram's great.
Very first TikTok that said out of
dude, I was gonna piss myself, dude.
Is he wearing what is that?
I don't know.
The fuck
His
do I
grandma
know?
Made that.
What is that?
Wait, you saw that?
That jacket
Oh my
is
God.
probably $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, at least.
What the fuck is that?
And this is Team Matthews, which had like 4 Maple Leafs on it, representing because he's from Stratford, which is a couple hours from Toronto, whatever. He's a Leafs fan. So and they actually did win the All-Star competition. And this is the representation. At least the other team had
sauce.
at least okay, and this is hilarious because the other team actually had Michael Bublé as their celebrity coach.
I heard he was high on mushrooms.
He was. He admitted that he was high on mushrooms when he was when he was
Like a
live.
very high on mushrooms thing to do.
But Michael Bublé, he's like this super like chick classical type. I don't know. I don't even know what the genre is. It's like some
Basically,
adult
what you're
shit.
telling me is dude fucks.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's how you ball. Michael Bublé, that's how you ball. This, what the fuck is this?
Listen,
All I saw from
this
this game was
guy
that
40 minutes up north from me, I could find him just like this when it's like 60 or 50 degrees in Florida. Because obviously we think that's like, for like 50 or 60 degrees in Florida, it's like 30 or 20 degrees or minus 10 everywhere else around the world. Like I could find a guy like that 30 minutes up
yeah,
north.
but he's also not wearing a shirt underneath, and
I think
He's a pet.
I think isn't Bublé? Yeah, Michael Bublé's wife. I think is Argentinian too. She's a babe.
Okay, I'm looking this up. Michael Bublé's wife.
Babe.
Also, Dave, you still have your topic you can bring up.
Yeah.
Louisiana Lopilato.
Am I
Okay,
right?
where's she from? Buenos Aires, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taste.
There you go. Who would have thought? I guess here. Let's just look at her face.
She's definitely hotter than yeah. She's a babe.
Yeah, for sure.
She's like German Argentinian.
Of course.
Aren't they all?
We know Messi's cousin, but yeah.
He always has this look too that like, I'm probably high on mushrooms right now.
He's got a Robin Thicke look to him, or is that just a Canadian thing?
We're all thick. I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
Robin Thicke? Isn't that his son sang the Blurred Lines song?
Yeah.
No?
No, that's him. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The guy who got sued because
Okay, the
and
music
lost them a good amount of money.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah, I just looked him up. Similar look, actually.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so going back to my last topic, and it does kind of tie in to the tech situation. If we were to lose him, we have been linked with not only Karnaseki, but the perpetual Donnarumma.
No.
Stop.
I'd go.
Stop. We have Kareem.
I would bet on Perrine for a season.
So his contract isn't exactly fresh either. What if they cash in both?
Then I would say Karnaseki. I would say Karnaseki, and then maybe who do we have anyone good on the next gen? Are they good?
We had that Israel guy. I think we moved him on. And who's...
Yeah, no, Israel. I think Israel got moved on.
Who is it now?
Was it Garifoni? How do you say his last name?
Garifoni?
Yeah.
Maybe.
He gets called up as like a third goalkeeper a lot. Also, wait, what are we talking about, dude? Pinsolio, guys. We're good. Let them both go. Let them both go.
And
the
just
only reason they don't let Pinsolio play is because it's not fair to other teams.
Lord Pinsolio for a reason.
Somebody explain this to me. Drake's to J. Cole as Alpha Flight is to X-Men. I am boomering the hell out of this one.
Yeah, no,
I don't know the Alpha Flight to X-Men, but I know the Drake.
Your fucking reference, bro.
P. Mord, I think you're gonna have to elaborate on that one. We're all booming.
I'm dumb. We could be dumb.
Bublé is so Italian. Is he? Does he have an Italian background, Bublé? I just thought it was French.
Yeah, sounds French.
Pretty sure.
I could have sworn he was French Canadian.
He's got to be French Canadian.
So if we lose Tech, isn't David De Gea without a fucking contract right now?
He's from BC. He's from where Reno is, the motherfucker.
Bublé?
Bublé, yeah. Oh, and his wife is like 10 years younger. What a stud. What a stud.
He just went up like 6 notches in my book.
Bublé.
Man.
I'm a big fan of Michael Bublé. Oh, I didn't know you liked his music. Oh, he makes music?
Exactly, yeah. I don't listen to his shit, but respect. This guy's a fucking baller.
I think like Michael Bublé's for like my parents.
No, 100%. Specifically your mom. Specifically your mom.
Yeah, no, that's
what is he? Is he like the Canadian Harry Connick Jr.?
He's like a crooner, you know. He's like new age, you know, Sinatra, you know, Jane, you know, Sinatra, like rap.
Morton, we're on the same page, buddy.
How much of this? I think we can do like up to 7 seconds. Hold on, let me get something.
Giovanni Garofani. So he's a goalkeeper with the next gen right now.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I haven't heard any rumor. Maybe we're gonna ask Misak about any good young GKs out of the next gen. He'd know.
And Italy under 20. Looking him up right now.
Is he the starter? Who's the starter for the Italy U20 squad that just won the World Cup not too long ago?
No, it was the under-19 that won the Euros. They made it to the finals of the under-20. Again, they lost against Uruguay.
That Uruguay team is stacked, though.
Yeah, it was a really, really good team. Yeah, but you were thinking the under-19s won the Euros.
Okay, but like who was there? Was that goalkeeper? Was that Girafani?
Good question. So he played. I don't think so. I'm just looking up some of his now. He played a lot with the under-17s.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think he was fully with. Actually, I think Carnesecchi was in the under-20s. I think.
I like Carnesecchi.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Any freaking Atalanta player, bro, they're gonna.
I know the Atalanta tax. Also, he's no longer to be on the sauce, so you know you lose a lot of skill.
And Vlad's asking her why would we lose Tech? Apparently, he doesn't want to amortize his contract. He might just run out of contract, and if so, do we move him on early? That's the latest rumor.
Tech has talked a lot about not wanting to, like he was gonna like retire basically from European football at Juve, and then go play in like MLS or Saudi or something like that after us. Right? I feel like that was Tech that was talking about that. Also, where is this coming from? The whole Tech doesn't want to renew.
I put it in the Discord real quick. Let me check it.
Fact checked us there real quick. And I'm gonna play up to 7 seconds of Michael Bublé in a random song I picked off YouTube. Is that enough to like know what the hell this guy is?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think that was one of his like commercial hits, but yeah, that's.
You know what?
He got
Trust
some
the
bangers.
YouTube algorithm.
He got some bangers.
Yeah, Gazzetta basically. So Gazzetta said Wojciech turned down your proposal to extend his contract by spreading his salary with the goalkeeper contract set to expire in 2025, unless the last-minute agreement is reached.
I don't believe anything Gazzetta says. So
yeah,
but this is
also like that. Like okay, so like let's just Dave, get the tinfoil hat.
My dog ate it again. And because it was the hat, it was like, as you can see, the hat that I wrapped was this one. The hat itself is fine. Peeled the fucking tinfoil off the hat and shredded it.
So what is the likelihood that Gazzetta just prints shit articles to try to like rattle Juventini?
129%.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. There's my answer to your question.
The more blatant one with that was Rabiot, I think.
Well, that was Sempre Inter, and Sempre Inter is
fuck those guys.
Sempre Inter?
There's words I probably shouldn't say.
Save that for the green room. Again, Sempre Inter is just like people are putting out. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Dave, German Dave has it on the nose here. Like it's the pink paper that they still make just to housebreak puppies.
This is so funny because I'm always like, guys, it's bullshit. It's Gazzetta. Now I'm trying to like get this going. You guys, Dave, shut up. It's Gazzetta. Like, fuck. Come on, I can't win.
It is Gazzetta though. I don't like the amount of times I'll say when talking to other Juventinis, like, do we trust this or just is this just more Gazzetta bullshit?
This was just we're 2 hours deep in the call-in show. Let's have some fun. Yeah. And you guys don't know how to party.
So I found the over under on yellow cards. It's 5.5. Or on cards in general. Cards in general. Not just yellow cards. Cards in general. 5.5.
That's a lot.
I would take the over on that.
Wow.
5.
I'm just saying that.
And it's Maresca. The last 2 games we had Maresca, we got a red. So I'm expecting us to get a red.
It's a big line.
I'm gonna say this though with the Tech deal, I would rather just get Carnesecchi and just move on. If he stays, cool. If he doesn't, just get Carnesecchi and just move the ship. That's as simple as that.
So nobody has any love for Donnarumma anymore.
Well, I mean, he's not doing amazing at PSG. It's not like he's doing this like
PSG's an oil slick right now.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that like if he was doing amazing at PSG, it would be one thing. But just the fact that he's like the Italian national team goalkeeper out of like lack of options.
No,
You know what I
Vicario
mean?
good. Vicario, I wouldn't mind seeing Italy give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
he is
but like
decent.
it just shows where his head is at that he went to Tottenham.
Well, anytime he tries to pass the ball, I want to have a heart attack when I watch him. That's
First of all,
Yeah,
look,
Morton,
if
I wouldn't wrap a turd in Gazzetta.
just for the
Donnarumma, first of all, because I was going to say with the whole thing with Donnarumma couldn't do it with the squad that was probably like on paper capable of winning the Champions League. Had Marquinhos as a defender, had Hakimi, had all the had a decent back four. They couldn't do it. Yeah, like if he's not performing well with that squad, then I don't expect him to do well anywhere else.
Also, he's not really gonna get challenged.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
As a cardiologist on a regular basis, if you wake up and your heart is pumping like that, first off, that is an arrhythmia. You want to get that checked out. And thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. I would definitely get that checked out. You definitely wouldn't be qualified to play in Serie A if your heart's pumping like that.
But that moment is crazy.
Yeah, well, when you wake up and your heart is just pumping like that, you know what I mean?
Oh fuck!
But yeah, I mean, he's gonna come over for crazy money too. Like, why? For what?
Well, also what is he making wage wise? Like, can we even afford that? Like, what we're gonna offer him half of the wage? You know what I mean?
but you'll get Marco Messina writing a bunch of articles saying how much you should.
I'm gonna go watch Calcio. Calcio is life. I like Calcio. I like IFTV. Look, I'm wearing a
There's
Calcio hat.
Jeff in the background requesting Sam.
Of course. Of course. You have to have a little bit of Forza Calcio.
If there's
Let me go ahead, Sal.
that you want an honest opinion about for Donnarumma, it's Antonio. That's
Yeah. No, but I think if Donnarumma were to come back to Italy, I think Marco would become a Juve fan again.
Ooh.
I don't think anything can make that happen.
Ooh.
If you wear a scarf that has Inter on it, and only the Inter part is showing, you are excommunicado.
Yeah.
Well, I think Marco will be back as a Juve fan when Paramount Plus gets put on the Juve shirt, not the Inter shirt.
First off, I don't want that ugly fucking logo on our shirt.
I agree.
That's trash.
For Juve.
I agree.
I'd rather Paramount not get the contract.
Yeah.
And it go back to like DAZN or something.
Anyone get the contract. First off, the app. I was watching Bologna Sassuolo today, and I had to restart my TV like 3 times.
Yeah. If you have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, Paramount Plus does.
I have a
Fubo does the
Samsung
same
TV.
shit.
Yeah, Roku's the same way. They just suck all around.
But like,
So DAZN, let's just go with DAZN. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Go back to ESPN. I'd rather use ESPN Plus. At least that app.
I mean, I don't get that, so I don't care.
The Liga and Bundesliga.
well, and then the other thing is that ESPN has better coverage. They do like podcasts weekly. They do all this other sorts of stuff like surrounding the league that like is just objectively better coverage. Like, there's just more going on
Instead of a bunch of college interns saying, "Hey."
Oh, but I know this isn't Juve centric, but speaking of ESPN, one of their contributors actually posted that Mbappe is going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He's finally, and I think
Is this getting traction then?
the secondary portion of that is that PSG is going to go for Leao as a replacement.
Really?
Yeah.
Take them.
Yeah.
This summer we're gonna see a serious mercato that we haven't seen, in my opinion, in a lot.
Perhaps.
We have the big the coaching shakeup that's gonna happen in the EPL. So I feel like a lot of coaches are gonna move around there, and that's gonna result in a lot of players moving, right? Because
Right.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
Does De Zerbi get promoted, or does he stay at Brighton or go somewhere less?
I actually think
he's
that
I think he's gonna go somewhere else.
I
Man.
think Liverpool goes for De Zerbi.
Or Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I can see Barcelona making a play for him.
I can see
I don't see
Barcelona
it.
also making a play for him. I feel
Deserve it
like,
to United.
yo, oh my God.
I could
That-
see it. I could
if
see
that
it.
happens,
Deserve it to United.
please. Oh my God,
I could
please,
see it.
please. Oh, I'm dreaming of that. Oh my God. Frankie, I didn't know I wanted something as bad as I want that.
Just made tall cream.
Oh my God,
Not
I
the
need to
first
change
time.
not only my pants, but when I change my pants, I'm gonna need to change those pants.
Do you need a shower first, perhaps?
No, I want to
Couple of
sit. No. If he goes to United and then, I'm sorry, he's gonna shit the bed at United because anybody's gonna shit the bed at United.
United is not a good.
Dave,
not
is German Dave a Juve fan and a Liverpool fan?
He just knows everything about
No, he just
everything.
knows everything.
So Vincenzo, you're
weird.
saying Telelatino in Canada. I mean, that means you still buy cable. Come on, man.
I mean, at this point, if you're paying for more than like 2 streaming services, you might as well have cable.
I don't know. It's all trash. It's all trash.
I got a little Fire Stick that lets me watch everything. So
Yeah, but then the Chinese also know everything.
it's whatever.
I mean, if you use Google,
Obviously, forget it. Like U.S.,
Some
U.S. Canada,
Mexican guy made it.
Chinese, they're all gonna know.
Yeah.
It's all gonna.
I trust the Mexican guy who did it for us.
Doesn't
Whatever,
matter.
man. Whatever
They're my
works,
own
man.
Hispanic,
You're my own
TV.
What the fuck are they gonna steal from me? You know, what's Ginger?
Yeah,
gonna
I ain't got-
steal
I ain't
from me? What does he want from me?
What you want? I ain't got no information for you to steal, bro. Nothing about me is significant enough for you to take.
No, you're gonna be a project boy. They're gonna watch you build up.
That 16 parlay, they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for your wrist to be duct taped to your ankles in a plywood room.
Man, I hope they are. I'd love it.
Totally.
Like, little do they know, that's where all my money goes.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna ship me a wife from Wish?
They gonna do it for free? I pay for that.
Or are they gonna give me a Chinese wife from Wish? Like, just ship her out?
Okay. Well, fuck.
They want me to help with the birth rate? I got you.
I can't fuck on a fucker, I suppose. You guys got me.
Dash, working tomorrow, right? You're gonna be around for the live or what?
I will be.
All right.
I will be here for the live.
Dope.
Also, speaking of weight, you guys were shitting on Eggs Benedict the other day, and I have to just say, Eggs Benny has to be the best brunch item,
Of
hands
course.
down.
Okay, but you have to ask yourself, what kind of person goes to brunch?
That's some white shit. That's some white shit, bro.
I like
Sounds
brunch.
like
I've made
hangover
Eggs Benny.
food.
I used to work in a
High-class
kitchen
hangover
where we had to make fucking so much Eggs Benny, dude. And I had to make hollandaise from scratch and make sure that shit didn't fucking break and fucking have the whole fucking thing of poached eggs going. Jeez.
No, I'm telling you, I understand. I do it, and I hate
It's
every single.
Yeah,
I hate
it's
every
ridiculously
single-
hard.
It's first off, it's one of the most difficult pickups in general. Brunch, most of the brunch foods are like any line cook worth their salt hates cooking brunch
Because
And
the only people that go to
worst day
brunch
of
are
the year-
rich white people, so it's like the pretentious crowd.
Not necessarily. Really, it's really the
It's
the I want to get drunk on a fucking Sunday or Saturday morning crowd.
Nah,
and
brunch
have
is that white
nobody
people
judge
shit,
me.
bro. Brunch
Because
is that
it's
white
really
people
just
shit.
all about the bottomless mimosa nowadays, right? And then you're
I'm
like,
so glad.
the one-
Yeah, like
I think
basic
more
bitch.
a
We're talking
upper
basic
class
bitches.
man
Yeah.
Hangover food. That's just the more fancier hangover food.
But yeah, no, I love me a fucking eggs Benny. Ooh.
Yeah, it's great. And
It's
if I
eggs on eggs
somehow
on eggs with egg sauce, because that's
and
what
if I
holidays
somehow
is.
find myself in a situation like typically and funny enough, the last time I think I had eggs Benedict was when I was in Vancouver. I mean, I've been trashing them a bit tonight. And with the smoked salmon, and it was beautiful because I
Oh,
mean,
so that's my preferred way to have it is with smoked salmon.
yeah,
instead
and
of
it's like
Canadian bacon.
I was on vacation. Yeah, I got drunk with a buddy and my wife, whatever, you know, and we're having a good old time. And we had sushi and Indian in the same evening because one wasn't enough. It was just one of those evenings.
So the thing is that I will only go to brunch on my own volition if I want eggs Benny because I will never fucking make it at home because it's a pain in the ass.
So look, people are saying I said make that trash. But that's the thing. Like, it's just so unnecessary. Like it's over the top, and you will only ever have it if you somehow find yourself in a brunch situation, which I think most of us are blue collar enough not to find ourselves in regularly.
Yo, all I know is that Dave is saying he made a fire shata with red pesto, rucola, burrata, mortadella.
What? Hold on. What the?
What's going on here? Put that in the chat.
Jesus.
German Dave's a chef. You guys didn't know that?
And he's
I
using,
love mortadella too. I always keep that shit in
well,
the fridge.
forget the mortadella. I'm
Oh, and then Dewey, I got that in the fridge as well. Burrata, I cannot get.
That's
I'm
straight
sliding by Germany then. Okay. Getting my tickets to Germany.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
Dave, we're all coming to your house.
I'm going to Dave's. Yeah, we're going to Dave's house. I'm gonna go work out with him, and then
Dave's
then
house.
he's
That's
gonna
the
make me
restaurant.
dinner.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna go
call it
work out, and then
Dave's
he's gonna make
house.
me dinner.
But you have to acknowledge him
Okay.
as your tribal chief, though.
Jesus.
I'm
Speaking of
gonna,
dinner,
I'm gonna acknowledge him as a tribal chief. What you mean?
fuck guys. Speaking of dinner, it's almost 8:00, and I mean, I'm fucking hungry.
Same. I should eat.
Same here now.
I ate so much food earlier, my ribs hurt.
Yeah, you guys got to go cook some food, finish your story. I mean, not finish your story.
Dash.
Hand it off to the rock.
Dave really wants to go because his stories are coming on. I gotta watch my stories. I gotta watch all my children.
My stories, no. I don't even like TV. I don't got stories. Except I have started watching Masters of the Air. That is pretty cool.
I heard that's good.
Yeah, the first episode was whatever, and the second one was like, this is pretty decent.
Anybody that tells me something is as good as Band of Brothers, I'm like, nothing is as good as Band of Brothers.
So you have to understand, like I'm an aviation guy, right? So I'm watching this a little more critically, and it seems pretty legit.
Is it? You think it's like accurate and from an aviation standpoint?
I mean, considering it's big Hollywood, and I understand there has to be some creative liberties, but like for the most part, it's portraying it pretty well.
Being an aviation mechanic, you got some fucking straight up nerds that working for you.
There's a couple. Yeah.
Because I know I follow this one aviation mechanic on Instagram, and all he does is he'll be like, I'm working on this plane. Did you know that when Frodo entered Mordor, and he just goes on this long, in-depth Lord of the Rings rant, and I'm like, yo.
So my whole shop have like this, they meet once a week or whatever to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So everything that I assumed was correct.
Yeah.
So you know the same thing.
They just swiping on cards and dices. Like what's
I did that one time in high school, and only because a girl asked me to come do Dungeons and Dragons. Never.
You thought it was a weird kink, but it was actually a game.
Yeah.
I'll give you my dragon.
I'll give you my dragon.
Frankie shows up with a ball gag and duct tape. Like, where are we doing this? Who wants to be the dragon?
Only dragon I know is Blue Eyes White Dragon, and that's it. That's all I know.
You know the similar thing of Cody Rhodes in this stream? For some reason, we just can't finish our story.
Yes! Morton, General Hospital, let's go. One life to live. Who had to watch their mom? Shout out.
I'm getting out of here because I got to go take care of some stuff. So
translation, I got to go fuck some bitches.
We gotta end this anyway. It's late.
Jeff is like Dungeons and Dragons. That reminds me, I have an appointment.
Yeah, bro, you read my mind, bro. You read my mind.
Yeah, bro. I'm in a Florida state of mind, dude. My mom moved to Tallahassee not too long ago. So
that's another double D right there.
These guys.
Yeah, though Dungeons and Dragons is cool, man. I mean, like if you like math.
I guess. Yeah, there are a lot of calculators.
It's math. It's like more math. Like I'm not good at math to begin with.
Oh, I thought you said meth. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I missing here?
That's all I have to do, math. That's all I'm doing right now.
Math. I figure, you know what? Maybe I would get Dungeons and Dragons if I took a little bit of math. That might be it.
No, I feel like shrooms is better for Dungeons and Dragons. To be honest with you, if we're going there, like smoke half a J, eat like a couple grams of shrooms, not enough, but just enough. All right. And you'll get there and you'll be like, yo, I get it, dude. My druid gets +6 because he's wearing the cloak of deception.
smoke a J, make a nice marsala, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
The thing is like I troll them at work and I actually create these awesome characters, right? Because I'm like, you know what? Fuck your rules. You want to be like all fantastical and have imaginations? I'll give you fucking imaginations. And the one guy that is their dungeon master, he hates me. Like he doesn't want to hear anything I have to say because he's like, these are the rules. But I made a character for my one coworker. I called her. She wanted to be a gnome. And I'm like, oh man. And she chose like a bow as a weapon. It's like, you're the gnome ranger. So we built this whole gnome ranger character for her, like just out of the blue. I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like making these characters out of nothing. I'm having the greatest time of my life because I just make shit up as I go. But then the dungeon master comes around and is like, that's against the rules. You can't do that. I'm like, well, what the? It's fantasy. I didn't think there was any rules. I thought you just made shit up. But no, apparently, yeah, I guess math. You need to know math and like have to calculate it. It's ridiculous.
I follow a couple like Dungeons and Dragons like accounts because I think they're funny. And like one dude is like, you can literally figure out a way in Dungeons and Dragons to turn yourself into like a plant, like a tree, and then win every battle by then teleporting yourself like enough in the air to do infinite damage, but as a tree, because you're an inanimate object, you take no damage. It was really hilarious.
I don't know what's going on.
And it was like, I'm the bane of every dungeon master around. So
I own a Wu-Tang 20-sided die.
All I know is I'm rolling nat 20s all day.
This guy's, I mean, Frankie's like, he's like, I can't do it again after I showed up with a ball gag and she kicked me out.
Is that the thing? Is that just what makes a good DM? He just hates everyone?
Yeah, I think that because then if you hate everyone, then you like make campaigns that are incredibly difficult on the team.
Yeah.
So this guy, I think he's moving soon. Like, so I don't think I'm invited yet because I kind of just want to go and see what this shit's about.
Dude, I think you're gonna go, and then he's gonna be like, "Sorry guys, I can't do the Wednesday show anymore."
I just want to see. I just want to see for myself what
Frankie's gonna get a DM from Dash like, "Hey, can you help me do the Wednesday show?"
Just new segment.
Dave,
Yeah. One time, literally the one time I did it, I was a Minotaur. I was like, no, I just ain't for me.
You can play as a Minotaur? I mean, maybe you can play as a character that can turn into a Minotaur.
No, I was an actual Minotaur.
See, and this is actually something I created, I think, Wednesday or 30. The character I created was half Minotaur, half Centaur. And then somebody was like, well, which halves? I'm like, obviously both the ass
blasphemous, Dave.
Both of the ass ends. You're half Minotaur, half Centaur. Like, what? Is that not the best character? You're nothing but ass.
I'm a centaur, but the back half of the centaur part, it's a centaur with a bull's ass instead of.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ass. It's nothing but ass.
With pure cheeks.
Is this why Dungeons and Dragons has been around for so long?
Yo, listen, it's all those theater kids that really just fuck each other. Okay, like that's what it is. Let's be honest. It's really just like a precursor to their weird kink.
Oh man. Well, I still know nothing about it other than I've been reading the books. They bring books in, and I've been reading them.
Yeah,
I've been learning. I've been learning myself up so I can like sneak in there. And
I'll tell you, like, if you think that's bad, start like checking out like if you wanna check out like the heavy metal version of Dungeons and Dragons, start checking out Warhammer 40K. That shit is.
No, I know about that.
Warhammers. That shit's man. That's
I will never play it, but I love watching Warhammer YouTubers talk about it.
It's super bad.
Yo, that shit is
wild. I can only imagine tells YouTube algorithm.
My algorithm is crazy, bro. My algorithm is crazy.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's like Juve content, some food stuff, Warhammer 40K, and like the worst Warhammer 40K content. Like I like later hearing about like what's the most brutal thing in Warhammer 40K, and everyone's like, don't Google this. Don't.
And then Jeff goes,
and then I'm like, fucking, I'm in there, bro. I'm in there.
Everything, bro. That's all.
You know how like there's like fantasy worlds that people enjoy that they're like, I wish I could live in, Skyrim.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I would not want to
That's
live
like
in
that's the
Warhammer
worst one
40K.
to live in, man.
Warhammer
Yeah, you're just
40K
gonna
is
get
not the
raped.
one you want to live in. You either get raped, you have like a 15-minute. There's a whole Warhammer 40K book about how this one battle, the life expectancy of every soldier was 15 hours. Like, holy shit.
Sounds legit.
But at the end of the day, it's all just like make believe. So it's just
make believe grimdark. So this is the thing: is what I would do if I was you in playing D&D is I would just make your character based off of, all right, if I was to put like a Juve player in a D&D universe, how would they act? What would their class be?
Make a
so a bricklayer.
Make a Gotti barbarian.
Yeah, the bricklayer.
And
actually,
then,
no, I was actually looking. That was the book that I was reading, was like the character creation stuff, and I think I am a gnome.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, by the description, I think I'm a gnome.
I got
it's based off of. Wait, this would actually be the best character.
Do it up, Julia Grosso, Julia Gnome. So you got it.
There you go.
You make a dwarf Gattuso. That's a fighter.
Just Gennardo.
And then you have to, which your whole goal is, you have to like act your character out like that player and try to get everyone else in the crew not to think that you're doing this on like you're running by a script, to think that you actually made this up. And it's even more fun for you.
Well, they wouldn't understand if it was Juve though. They would all be confused, or if it was any football stuff, because they're just a bunch of Canadians. They don't know.
Yeah, but that's the deeper level of it. That's the deeper underlying layer. You know what I mean? That's where you really get them. Little do they know.
The joke is just for me. Nobody else gets the joke.
That's why it's funny,
Ridiculous.
because only you get the joke, and then you're like, haha, I win.
What's that?
Exactly.
I still don't even know where that's from.
I don't know. Miss Sack sent it to me, and I made it into a bit.
And now I'm scrolling because I think a fun segment might be just like doom scroll other people's YouTube's algorithm live.
No, I think a funny segment would be, what classes would Juve characters play as in D&D?
God, that would be some off-season shit. Fuck.
You know, to be honest with you, this whole conversation's giving me this idea. Like, what if we do like an after-hours show in a sense, where like we do like a
past
live
my
stream?
Bedtime is usually why.
Oh yeah, no shit. But no, I'm not saying like at midnight or something like that. But like a stream where we just go off the cuff and just talk about random shit.
Isn't
like
that
not
every
really...
call-in show?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like have a dedicated space to it, right? Because now we're at like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I love this.
Isn't that every call-in show?
It is every call-in show.
So P. Morton says they have a whole Warhammer spot in Yokohama. Bunch of 45-year-old dudes that have a gang of disposable income and have given up hookers.
I'll tell you, like, yeah, no, I literally was like, I was talking to somebody about it, and there was like, no, I like money more than I like plastic, so I am not going to actually get into it.
Yeah,
Are we talking about hookers or Warhammer?
They get expensive.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Because I guess hookers and Warhammer, they're both made out of plastic.
Yeah, only the good ones.
Yeah, think about it though. Think about it, Dave. Like if we do a D&D after hours.
We should just do Turin Giants play D&D. That would be fucking hilarious.
D&D with D&D, you know?
There you go. Bring on your dungeon master friend to teach you a couple things. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just going to make that shit up as I go.
Have a random number generator roll the dice.
Well, and that's what I said. You got to implement AI into this shit. Why run a DM when you have AI anyways?
It's like shit. At this point, we might as well just be like a full-blown radio show. Stream 2 hours every day.
Just go on ChatGPT. Just like create me a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and it'll literally just make it for you.
Yeah, okay. And like you know what I'm jealous of?
The zebra fighting against the snake monsters.
I mean, you can get them to do anything. Have you guys seen on Twitch the AI Jesus?
Yeah. Did you see the AI Taylor Swift getting railed at a Chiefs game?
I heard about that one, but
listen, if you're using pornpen.ai, we all know about that, bud.
Yeah, no, see, I was just on Twitch.
Yeah. That was wild.
But anyways, Yeah, no, it's just crazy because like AI Jesus can just take any random question that's given to him from these assholes across the internet and like just quote Bible scripture and tie it into this whole thing and give these life lessons. And it's like Jesus, like literally like Jesus, this is actually nuts what he pulls out of his ass. So
I mean,
obviously it's all bullshit.
I played a whole Skyrim campaign as a elf wizard named Andrea Pirlo, and I made him look just like Pirlo. That was fun.
You're one of those guys that puts 10 hours into the character creation screen, aren't you?
Not really. It was like a beard and long hair, and then I said, "Fuck it." I do like me a character creation screen though.
I get dedicated, man. I love character creation.
Sucker. I'm a sucker for that. If a game has good character creation, I will get it just for that. And then it'll keep me playing because even if the game is fucking ass.
Thank you.
Just you're probably like Spore. You're probably one of those guys, aren't you? You just like create your little. No, you never played that one.
Or I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I didn't play that.
Oh, you start as like a single cell organism. You just like grow into this creature. It's the same thing. You're just
sounds like a lot of math.
Don't.
It's literally creation.
Nah, it sounds
Yeah,
like
just
math.
Darwinism. Okay, yeah.
I'm
maybe.
not a math guy. We already established this.
Oh man, I can't believe people are still listening. You guys are a bunch of nerds, all of you. Everyone's still listening.
If anything,
everyone here.
we got the Warhammer crowd in now. They're like,
Hell yeah.
Warhammer, yeah.
Hey,
let's go, Night Lords.
They have a big community though. They have a big community on YouTube and like Twitch and stuff. They have a big community.
Funny story about Warhammer. My favorite fact about Warhammer is the orcs in Warhammer. The elite factions of orcs were once decimated by one of the like humans, and his faction wore black and white, and so now the elite orcs all wear and paint black and white on themselves because they think it makes them stronger. And I personally believe that that is true.
That sports thing sounds like The Last of Us.
It's not at all like The Last of Us the way he described it.
Never played that one, so I couldn't.
It's a
PlayStation thing.
It's a PlayStation,
right?
yeah. It's a PlayStation exclusive game. It's zombies. It's cool.
It's not worth it. The first one was good. I hear.
The second one's garbage.
Isn't orcs like a World of Warcraft thing, or like everybody?
So orcs in Warhammer are not like a World of Warcraft thing, but basically, yeah, take like the medieval orcs and just give them guns.
Yeah, Warhammer's just normal fantasy shit, but in the future and everything's
and
space age.
It's like as grimdark gets. Like, it's like everything that is bad. Just crank that to 11.
Oh shit! Somebody got ejected in the Nets Sixers game.
It's like there goes my parlay. Fuck.
Nah, Ben Simmons needs like 3 more points, rebounds, or assists, but he's like on a minute restriction.
He still plays.
I would play. So back to I'd play D&D with you guys. Fuck it. Rock that out. Why not? There's like plenty of channels that do like just a D&D stream.
My God, eventually my wife is gonna come back.
One of the biggest channels I think on YouTube is literally a D&D channel. It's
There's one that like celebrities play D&D with each other, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
I think this is the one I'm talking about. I remember it because like in high school, the guy who was our DM when I did that one, like dude was obsessed with it.
Isn't Cavill? Isn't he a Warhammer guy?
Yeah, he's a massive
Henry
nerd.
Cavill is a big Warhammer guy.
Massive. Well, that's what he did. What's the white haired dude, The Witcher? Yeah.
And then
Geralt.
Geralt.
Fuck, whatever.
He also just got like the green light. Amazon Prime is letting him like show run a new like Warhammer cinematic / TV show universe.
He builds his own PCs as well, which I think is balling.
No,
Amazon Prime in general. They're trying to like actually get people to actually use their video streaming service.
I keep forgetting that I have it.
Yeah, because apparently they're also like in talks with like getting the biggest YouTuber on the platform, Mr. Beast, to have his own show on there.
I think that they should. I mean, I think they have a lot of good technology available to them. And I know this just because I know a guy that works at Amazon Business. He's my best friend. And I would love if Prime hopped on the streaming game and we could fucking have Serie A streamed by Prime. That would be fucking mint.
It would be very good quality.
I wonder how much we were getting for that crypto sleeve.
Oh yes, the new sponsor. The crypto sponsors are just throwing money all over the place in all the sports right now.
Yeah, I looked at the press release on the Juve website. It didn't mention any figures. It just said that they were part.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'd like to know.
Are they like? I'm always curious when we get a sponsor that is loosely owned by Exor or Stellantis or like one of our like parent subsidiaries.
You mean?
Yeah, like Jeep. Because I was like, how is this not a conflict of interest? Also, with the money they're giving Lewis Hamilton, I want Ferrari, baby. Yeah, let's go.
Let's be Ferrari.
Also, I read something about like Sony. I read this. It was like a while ago. I think I was reading on like a PlayStation article or something like that. That Sony had like 300 million that they had to dedicate to advertising, and I was like, please, Sony, come back. How fucking sexy would those kits be? Especially the gold one for next season with Sony on the front. Fuck, I need to change my pants 2 more times.
See, I'm not a fan of Sony, so I wouldn't give a fuck.
No, but like the thing is that we had the classic kits.
It's classic, but you can keep it classic without picking up another just shitty company that can't think outside the box and has to build another walled garden. It's the same thing. Like Sony is another Apple. They've always walled garden themselves. I hate those companies. They can go fuck themselves. I don't care.
I mean, I don't
like
know.
What was the Sony sponsorship? Mini disc. Case in point, fucking mini disc. Nobody gave a fuck.
Back then, mini disc was like the hottest thing, dude.
And then it went nowhere because it was hyper exclusive. It was the hottest thing for like the 1% that could afford it, and then everyone else still had the cassettes. So they walled garden themselves and they fucked off the common man. And that's the same kind of company as Apple, and that's why I don't fucking like those companies, because they just like jerk each other off. And it's like, if you don't have our product, you're a piece of shit. So buy our product, even though it's no better than the other guy.
I'm a Samsung guy and I got an Apple computer. I don't really give a shit.
PSP is probably still to me the best handheld that ever existed.
No, dude, the Switch is the best handheld, hands down.
PSP,
Switch all day.
So ahead of its time, dude.
Oh, was it ahead of its time? 100%. I had a PSP. Good. Don't get me wrong.
They should have. I'm saying they should have stayed in it. They didn't. They eventually got out of it. But I'm saying, I remember playing Grand Theft Auto on, and it was. I was like fucking blown away. It was absolutely.
No, the Vita was a piece of shit. That's what it was. Is that the Vita crashed so hard?
It was so bad. It was literally the biggest failures. They're like, you know what? Maybe handhelds aren't the way.
It was all the batteries. Batteries were shit, I think, is what it came down to.
Nah, the worst was the like that era of cell phones that were all weird looking, and then they made like a couple of like gaming cell phones.
Well, they still are, but they're starting to die off because.
They still are making gaming cell phones?
Yeah, like the Asus ROG phone.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the problem with the cell phone market right now is that the companies basically go to the carriers and they have this basically handshake. So the carriers only sell like your Apple, your Samsung, your Google phone. They won't sell like all these other Android phones that exist in Asia and Europe and across the world, Africa, what have you. Because
I don't want a Huawei phone.
No, but there's like the One Plus. There's oh man, I can't even think of all of them right now. But there are Sony phones, Motorola's. There's tons of different companies out there. But you only see the same like 3-4 companies that are held at the carriers, and this is a North American situation from what I understand of it. So that's why people in North America, they either have the Apple or the Samsung, and then there's like a couple others. Like I'm a Google phone guy, right? Because whatever, that's what I am. So you'll see a few people.
So you don't like exclusive companies that you like make you have all the same shit.
Yeah, because the most raw version of Android is on a Google phone. It's the most open source version, and then companies like Samsung take it and close that system down. That's what actually happens. That's why I prefer the Google phone, because it's the most raw version of the main phones.
I really just want a phone that has a fucking like an actual physical keyboard on it again.
You can get those. They exist, but they're
just
not.
They're shit.
Well, you're not going to get them at your standard carrier. That's
Oh
what
no,
I'm
I know.
saying.
I'm aware of that. I just want like honestly, the best smartphone to me was the Motorola Droid that had the slide down keyboard in the back. Oh, I love that phone so
And that's
much.
like that's the boomer comment of the evening.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The BlackBerry Storm was kind of like that too.
Yeah. I had the Droid. I had the Droid 2. All of them had killer speakers.
God,
Fun topic. Chelsea's combined 300 mil midfield deleted their ex after getting trashed 4-1 by Liverpool.
Wait, their midfield has a dedicated X account?
I think they all, like all of them.
Oh, I would too if I went to Chelsea. In general, before I got there. Before I landed, I would delete it.
What a dumpster fire. The charger light up.
Yeah, he's getting into the whole Apple fiasco, how they
Oh god, Dave will go on a 40-minute tirade. End the show now.
Yeah, there's actual lawsuits. There's multiple lawsuits on their batteries.
Actually, what happened? So one of the universities in my state, with Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin, Madison, actually sued and got like $500 million from Apple because they stole their technology and used it.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean,
they use it for I think it was like the iPads.
I was reading that there was a piece built into the Apple firmware that after a new phone comes out, they actually they mess with it so the new phones will only charge the battery to 80%.
Yeah, so
there's a planned obsolescence built into their firmware.
Yeah, and this is what I love, especially the irony, of Apple, because they market mostly to they're a California company, right? So they're very left leaning, let's say, which left leaning people are all about the environment, which cool, I'm 100% behind. But then the companies that are sort of championing all this stuff are the ones making planned obsolescence, filling the landfills full of electronics. So I love the irony of that. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I want a gas-powered phone.
Yeah, got to go all the way.
Yeah,
apparently there's a new battery that might just last the life of a phone. It's got that good, but we'll see if that actually makes.
Never turn off ever.
Yeah, it would be like a 5-year charge essentially, right? Like the life of a phone. So we'll see if that makes it to mainstream.
It won't.
Probably not.
They make too much money off of selling people fucking iPhone chargers in airports.
Exactly, and the fucking another reason why I hate Apple. They finally went USB-C because the EU said you have to. They just released this $3,500 Vision Pro VR headset with a goddamn lightning cable, which, if you don't know, is just an inside-out USB-C that performs at less the speed and charging capability. They just made it shittier, which they've always done.
I don't want Apple to track my eye movements when I'm watching porn on a VR headset. Okay, no, thank you. All right, that's where I draw the line.
But that's the thing. Okay. You spend $3,500 on some. If you buy any high-end device and it has a non-USB-C connector on it, it's just what the fuck did I buy? It's a piece of trash.
No, I have the last generation of MacBook Pro that has all of the ports still on it, and if you get a new one, it has one.
Yeah, and then you got to spend $200 just to get
a dongle.
Yeah,
that barely works.
Exactly. Ask Farhad why his microphone never works.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing that game. Once my laptop dies, I'm going to a PC of some sort that can operate. I originally went with the Apple products because it was the best computer for running all the Adobe suite back when.
Yeah, PCs have no problems with that.
Now they don't.
They haven't for 20 years.
No, that dude, back in 2015, it was the fucking industry standard. Every graphic designer worth their salt was running off.
In 2015, I was graphic designing on a PC with 0 issue.
Okay, whatever you did on Microsoft Paint in 2015 doesn't count.
I was using Adobe. Are you kidding? Adobe and this is the bullshit. And I love this. I love this argument. Oh, this is what the professionals use. What's a professional? Define a professional. Because, there's certain professionals, like Dash over here is an engineer, that his software will run like an absolute piece of trash. But he's a professional, so he must have to use an Apple. No, he can't use an Apple because his software is designed very specifically on a certain system. So professionals mean fucking shit, Apple. What the fuck's a professional? Because then you try to move this thing, you need to be a professional graphic designer. You need to have an Apple.
Cut the show. Cut the show.
But that's the thing. This is the bullshit that they feed you. And I just saw another ad from Apple's like, oh, it's more secure. You don't get viruses on Apple. Like, fuck you don't. It's the same shit. It's the exact same shit, but everyone believes that it's fucking different. It's not. You're just in your little walled garden and you feel special because they told you you're special. You just got jerked off by a tech company that's now just data mining you. At least be fucking honest with yourself.
I mean, all of them are data mining.
Exactly, but be honest about it. Don't don't act like you're fucking special because you got a fucking Apple. That's the problem. Everyone's pretentious that they got the fucking thing.
I've been running one since fucking 2010 probably.
But it's this whole thing. Oh well, it was the industry standard in 2015. That was also fucking 9 years ago.
Yeah.
It's as if it was like 1994.
So let's put it this way, right? So all of the when I went to school for graphic design, all the computers we were taught on were Macs. So
sure, because that was
that was the industry standard for graphic designers.
Yes, because that's what they sold themselves as. But then why in Adobe is there actual hardware acceleration for NVIDIA graphics chips, and NVIDIA graphics chips don't work with Apple's? They had to deal with AMD. So you tell me industry standard, but the standards are different within its own ecosystem. Okay. And that's where I called bullshit.
And I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying that this is what was used. Also,
that's what was told. That was what was told to everyone.
What I learned on. So you know what I mean? That's like if I'm going to drive learn to drive on an automatic, I'm not going to go then buy a stick shift, am I?
I did. Why not? You can learn new things.
You can learn new things. But if I'm in driving school on an automatic, I'm not going to have my first car be a stick shift.
No, and
I learn a new way of doing things in order to complete the job.
No, I understand that, but don't try to tell me that, oh, well, in 2015 it's the industry standard, because in 2015... Sure, it was, because that's what they told me.
But again, that's what industry standard is. It's what they tell you.
But right? It wasn't. It's just, that was just the marketing.
Okay, but that's like perception is reality, Dave. Right?
Exactly.
The perception of the zeitgeist is that this is the industry standard. Then
so continue using it. Standard. But in 2015, I was learning. I think it was a bit earlier than that. It was like 2013, 14. I was learning on a PC.
You realize that we're talking about, we're agreeing here. You're just such an Apple hater that like you think what I'm saying is not right.
Sure, I guess so. I do hate Apple that much because they fuck people.
It's like arguing with people that hate Andrea Agnelli, and I'm like, yeah, I think he made some mistakes, and they're like, everything he did is shit. Everything.
Okay.
Super League.
I don't do that. I give Apple their credit when their credit's due, but I cannot stand their pretentious bullshit.
They make a generally inferior product, and they invested more money into marketing, and so
that's all it is. Just like Beats, and that's why Beats was the perfect acquisition for them, because it was a company based on marketing and not a decent product.
No, they just put a lot of bass in something and said it was better.
I can't believe we spent 45 minutes on this.
Dog, it's about to be 3 hours.
3 hours stream.
At this point, we got to go the next 9 minutes, like just to hit it, right? Right? Am I wrong?
I told you that's why we need a D&D after hours show.
We definitely can just do D&D. I'll play D&D on a fucking
Dungeon
Thursday.
and Dragons. Dave and Dash.
It was so long. It was so long. They literally made me a drink, walked into my room, and gave it to me.
I know. I literally
was make me a drink. Toast, make me a drink.
I was like reading emails for work while they were going at it. I was just kind of like,
well, this is what you get. This is what you get. You keep me past 2.5 hours, then it's all fucking over.
And just like at this point, it was only a matter of time before either Tall or Dave just takes off their sweater and just starts going, well, you know what? Let's go with this. Yeah.
Okay, you said it, Dash.
Oh, boy. Well, this is some good energy before the Derby anyways.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, I'm fired up.
Get it all out there.
This is really giving me the idea of making like an after-hours show where it's just this live stream of just random shit where we just talk about random stuff. I think because we've had over 15, 16 people still watch after we stopped talking.
Is there people still watching this? I thought it was just. I thought we were in the green room.
No, this is all recorded.
Oh,
so you know what?
I'm
making the executive decision here. We're signing off.
All right,
come on, you're not going to go the extra 8 minutes to make fucking
No.
No, I do have a question
Man,
for
I
you in the
gotta
green
eat.
room. And Frankie's got to eat, and I do have a question for you in the green room. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this call-in show / shenanigans show / pilot for a new series that we're launching here. But anyways, guys, catch us tomorrow for the watch-along. Go get some food, go get some dinner, go do something, go to sleep. We've been here for 3 hours. We'll
Cheers,
catch you on the
chat.
next one.
Oh boy, yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Forza Juve!
Forza Juve.
Forza
Fuck,
Juve.
Hi,
Inter
puppy.
merda.